Tonight, the Pontotoc Warrior Band would like to recognize its graduating seniors. Maria Barton. Maria is the daughter of Jean Barton. She is a member of the Guard Line and plays the clarinet. Maria plans on attending Northeast Community College to major in nursing. Markeisha Benson. Markeisha is the daughter of Shelley and Barry Golden. She plays the bass clarinet, and has been a captain of the Guard Line for 1 year. She plans on attending the University of Southern Mississippi to major in nursing. Ashley Bolden. Ashley is the daughter of Reverend Wilbert Bolden Jr. and Mary Bolden. She plays the clarinet. Ashley plans on attending Ole Miss to major in pharmaceutical sales or pre-nurse anesthesiology. Jamel Orlando Brown. Jamel is the son of Josephine Brown. He has played the trombone and the French horn. Jamel plans on attending Georgia State University to major in pre-medicine and later become an ER physician. Chris Caldwell. Chris is the son of Gary and Julia Caldwell. He plays the tuba. Chris plans on attending Itawamba Community College. Brittany Crawford. Brittany is the daughter of Tommy and Celia Crawford. She plays the vibes. Brittany plans on attending the University of Mississippi to major in education for the hearing impaired. Megan Foster. Megan is the daughter of David and Debbie Foster. She has played the trombone. Megan plans on attending Itawamba Community College to major in computer networking. Ashley Dawn Gillen. Ashley is the daughter of Glenn and Angie Gillen. She has been a captain of the Guard Line for 1 year and plays contrabass clarinet. Ashley plans on attending Itawamba Community College to major in pre-medicine. Stephanie Graham. Stephanie is the daughter of Mary Swan and Randy Roberts. She plays the flute. Stephanie plans on attending Florida State University to major in pre-law. Sharon Holcomb. Sharon is the daughter of Larry and Eloy Holcomb. She plays the mallet. Sharon plans on attending Itawamba Community College and the University of Mississippi to major in art therapy. Reef Kennedy. Reef is the son of Byron and Leisha Kennedy. He's played the tuba and trombone. Reef plans on attending Itawamba Community College to major in emergency medicine. Kayla Leary. Kayla is the daughter of Brenda Leary and Patrick Leary. She plays the trumpet. Kayla plans on attending Northeast Community College to major in nursing. Lee Pitt. Lee is the son of Betty and Ronnie Pitt. He has been drum major for 1 year and plays trombone. Lee plans on attending Louisiana State University or Florida State University to major in music. Misty Pitt. Misty is the daughter of David and Barbara Pitt. She plays flute. Misty plans on attending Brown Institute to major in computer animation and computer programming. Josh Ray. Josh is the son of Billy and Linda Ray. He plays the tuba. Josh plans on attending Itawamba Community College. Joshua Sproul. Josh is the son of Robbie Sproul. He plays trombone. Josh plans on attending Itawamba Community College to major in business management. Lori Stalling. Lori is the daughter of Glenn and Shirley Stalling. She plays the snare drum. Lori plans on attending ICC and then later a senior college to major in religion and psychology. Tabitha Swan. Tabitha is the daughter of Karen and Dan Swan. She plays the French horn. Tabitha plans on attending Itawamba Community College to major in ultrasound technology. Tiffany Tudor. Tiffany is the daughter of Jeffrey and Terry Tudor. She's played the clarinet and has been a member of the Guard Line. She plans on attending the Tupelo School of Cosmetology to major in cosmetology. Antonio Latron Vance. Tony is the son of W.C. and Laverne Vance. He plays trombone. Tony plans to attend ICC and Mississippi State University to major in computer engineering. Sherry Tiffany Renee Williams. Tiffany is the daughter of Nathaniel and Ruby Williams. She plays the saxophone. Tiffany plans on attending the University of Southern Mississippi to major in nursing and cosmetology. Ashley Renee Young. Ashley is the daughter of Teresa and David Willard. She's played the snare drum and the quad. Ashley plans on attending Itawamba Community College and the Savannah College of Art and Design to major in performing arts and photography. Heather Young. Heather is the daughter of Randy and Belinda Young. She plays flute. Heather plans to attend Mississippi College to major in social work. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2001-2002 senior band members.
And our senior mascot, Tony Vance, son of Laverne and W.C. Vance. Now for our senior football players and managers, we'll start with our managers first. First is manager Eric Wright. He's the son of Hazel Wright. Next, manager David Cressman, son of Charles and Regina Cressman. Now starting with our senior football players, number 5, Barry Logan, son of Donnie and Dickie Logan. Number 11, Rob Pickett, son of Tim and Charlotte Gunner and Jim Pickett. Number 21, James White, son of Fred and Kim Inman. Number 22, Derek Clark, Dietrich Clark, son of Brenda and Donald Clark. Number 23, Bryce Bedford, son of Karen Bedford. Number 41, Lester Jones, son of Herbert Dilworth and Mildred Jones. Number 55, Mickey Ward, son of Patricia Davis. Number 57, Jonathan Crenshaw, son of Mark and Janet Crenshaw. Number 59, Jeremy Ray, son of Joey and Judy Ray.
So y'all follow, huh? We follow y'all.
Number 63, Paul Bailey, son of Glennis Bailey. Number 65, Eric Coomer, son of David and Susan Coomer. Number 76, Eric Finch, son of Gina Finch. And number 79, Justin Wilbanks, son of Mark and Kathy Wilbanks. We would like to thank these senior football players and cheerleaders for their hard work and dedication they have shown throughout their high school year. Let's have a big round of applause for our senior football players and cheerleaders.
Paul Blanchett, Mike Campbell here with you. Before the start of the Pontotoc Houston football game, we'll be joined by Patrick in just a few minutes in the press box to bring you tonight's broadcast. Mike, this is an exciting football game between two good football teams with some severe playoff implications on the line tonight.
You're exactly right, Paul. This should be a great game. Hope it will be anyway. The table's set. A lot riding on a nice game. Got a little pressure off our back last week with a big victory at Nettleton. You got us in the playoffs. Now we're just trying to get that third spot. The loser here tonight more than likely will have to travel to Corinth next week, and that's going to be a very, very hard task for either one of these teams that has to do that, take on that challenge next week. But got to look at the game tonight. It should be a great game. Houston Pontotoc appears on paper to be a very evenly matched game, but we'll see exactly what unfolds here momentarily, Paul.
Well, that's true. Quite frankly, I think the way the system actually works out is Pontotoc has a point total they have to win by to be the number 3 team. Actually, I don't think a win will just get them there. I think they have to win by 7 or more points to be the number 3 team from the region to represent and go play against Boonville next week on the road. Actually, that's just assuming if Boonville loses a football game tonight. If they win, it just throws everything into a quandary in that region. But still, quite frankly, that region's up for grabs. I would be real surprised if they were to win that football game. I see Patrick almost ready to come join us, but the thing I want to talk a little bit about is the Houston Hilltoppers will have an opportunity tonight to make a statement themselves. They have played awfully well. down the stretch of this football season. I was at Amory 2 weeks ago tonight, along with Jeff, at the at Longenecker Field on the campus of Amory High School. And man, they did quite a number in the fourth quarter. Ran the football very authoritatively, got in position, and then hit Jeff Snow. Terrell Harrell did on somewhere in the neighborhood around a 30-yard touchdown, and then went for 2 to win it and just take the heart out of the Amory Panthers. And Coach Funk and his staff have just really made some strides. Over the last 5 years, I think they're one of the most improved football teams in this part of the state, and particularly their program. They don't have just a program anymore. They're a football team. They have a program that they've built. Another thing you have to remember is they're an awfully young football team. Not only are they going to be good right now, they have an opportunity to succeed and go far in the playoffs at this ball club. Awfully young players. Chris Griffin is just a junior. Terrell Harrell, not Terrell, but Antoine Harrell is a junior, a sophomore running back, is really talented. Will give Pontotoc a lot of challenges. This multifaceted offense that Houston runs, with a lot of movement, a lot of misdirection, is going to give Pontotoc some challenges they haven't had all season.
You're exactly right, Paul. Should be a great game here tonight, but Pontotoc's defense it's done great things all year. Offense has sputtered at times. Pontotoc's defense has been very strong. Pontotoc offense got some young players stepping up big this year. Got Michael Pinson run quarterback of a lot of this year. He's just a sophomore. Got Marcus Thomas, who's a game breaker, just a sophomore. So Pontotoc's got a lot of youth in their lineup also. Should be just a great game here tonight. Just hope and pray that it unfolds like it should here tonight, and just hope it's down to the wire. And who knows exactly what's going to happen, but it could be exciting.
Well, it will be exciting. It's senior night here at Pontotoc. I don't know if Jeff's able to get some of the people in. They got their band. I think they're honoring the band, some of the senior band members, of course, senior football players, all the players that are being honored, and their parents out on the football field. They're going to have a little bit of a ceremony. It's something those young folks will remember for a long time and take with them, not only from the night, but also throughout the rest of their lives, for their accomplishments, not only on the football field, but in the classroom here at Pontotoc. So it is senior night here tonight, and of course, we want to honor all those fine young men that are playing their last home football game here at Pontotoc. There's a possibility Houston, however, could still play again at home. If Houston wins this football game next week, they will be at home, probably playing, if I had to take a wild guess, against New Albany in the first round of the playoffs. New Albany, maybe Ripley. We'll just have to wait and see how that unfolds. But it's a possibility they could play another home game. But this will, because there's no way Pontotoc can play another game here unless it got to the North Ave championship game, and there were some crazy things that would have to happen for that to take place. But this will be the last football game for Rob Pickett, Dietrich Clark, those young men. We're going to take a break and be back after these messages from our local sponsors, and have our I don't know what we're going to call him, but we're going to have Patrick say some things, and maybe he can share some of his insights and observations on this contest as well. We'll be back after these messages from our local sponsors.
Co-Captain Lauren Pennington and Captain Morgan Baker. And our mascot, Tony Vance. At this time, we'd like for you to stand.
Mike, one final time before we get this one underway. And, of course, they're going through some final pregame festivities before the start of this football game. Again, I think Paul pretty much summed it up, and you as well. We expect this to be one of the better football games that we've seen all year. Two really similar football teams, even though they're different in a lot of aspects. One team very strong offensively, the other team relies primarily on their defense, Mike. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc, as Patrick mentioned earlier, has not seen a lot of different formations in the same game as they will tonight. It'll be interesting to see how this defense adjusts to the different formations that they'll see tonight. Pontotoc offense has sputtered at times, as we've seen this year, but put up big numbers last week at Nuttleton. Maybe it gave them a boost. A lot of things on the line tonight. Hope a good crowd shows up here for this one, and we're just minutes away from having what should be a great football game.
Well, could it be, Mike, that the team that we have not talked about, but the areas that we haven't talked about, obviously Pontotoc offensively, Houston defensively, which one of those two plays the best may win the game?
You're exactly right. Pontotoc offense There's a lot of unknown there, a lot of youth, as I mentioned earlier with Patrick. Marcus Thomas is definitely their best hope for a big play. Dustin Robbins has played awfully well at times this year also, and be very interesting to see exactly what unfolds here. The defense for Houston, I know they'll be ready to play, and I know Coach Funk's going to have them ready to play, and Coach Robbins does a good job preparing his team each week, so it should be a great one here tonight.
Well, let's go play some football. Let's get this one kicked off and underway, and we'll be back momentarily with the start of the football game, more observation and the kickoff coming very soon. We'll be back shortly.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Back number 21, Michael Griffin. At running back number 14, Tony Neal. And at quarterback number 3, Tyrell Harrell. For the Houston Hilltoppers, for our Pontotoc Warriors. The seniors are the captains for tonight. Starting for Pontotoc, Coach Dennis Robbins. Starting at tight end number 55, Barry Logan. At right tackle number 78, Jeffrey Bolton. At left tackle number 63, Paul Bailey. At right guard number 55, Mickey Ward. At left guard number 59, Jeremy Ray. At center number 57, Jonathan Crenshaw. At wide receiver number 82, J.J. Hester. At flanker number 14, Dustin Robbins. At fullback number 21, James White. At tailback number 1, Marcus Thomas. And at quarterback number 4, Michael Simpson. Houston wins the toss, defers to the second half. Pontotoc will receive.
First from the dressing room, and we're almost ready for kickoff here in this key Region 2-3A football game between the Pontotoc Warriors and the Houston Hilltoppers. Paul Blansett, Patrick Blansett, Mike Campbell, Bill Morgan, 2 cameras here tonight. Also Jeff down on the field as well. Looking very forward to some footage for both schools tonight, as we'll have a couple different cameras and a couple different angles. It should be awfully exciting, as this should be one of the most entertaining football games of the 2001 football season. Of course, there's some big football games being played, Mike, all over the area and all over the state tonight for that matter, but there's not many bigger than this one being played here tonight on the campus of Pontotoc High School.
You're right, Paul. We've played this game up for several weeks here, talked about it. Great things should happen here tonight. 2 teams evenly matched, as we mentioned in the pregame. Should be big game here tonight in Pontotoc. hope everything unfolds as we mentioned early in the pregame, that make this game all it should be. But both teams will be ready to play. Two great coaching styles. Should be very, very interesting.
Coach Rusty Funk and his football team have just entered the football field, and of course they will go to the appropriate visiting sideline here tonight as the Warriors will gather around the midfield stripe, and we'll say a quick prayer before we get ready to start this football game. We're waiting for Patrick, who's actually doing a good job of doing what he does best, Mike. Over there he's eating, and he's going to get his lunch in real quickly, I guess dinner this late in the day, as we're about ready for football action. Didn't see who won the toss. We'll just have to wait and see exactly who did win the toss. Of course, we talked about this earlier. This is senior night here, senior night for the Pontotoc Warriors, as they will honor their senior players. They did that before the game started. Also, they honored their band members as well as the cheerleaders, and it looks like that probably for all intents and purposes, this will be their last game of the year here at Pontotoc High School on the campus of, or actually on Warrior Field on the campus of Pontotoc High School. It looks like Pontotoc will receive the football first, as it looks like that they will get Marcus Thomas and Dustin Robbins both back deep in anticipation of the kick, as the Toppers will come on the football field and we'll also get ready to kick the football off. We're going to turn it over to Patrick. Patrick's going to do play-by-play as we get ready here for football action here tonight. Big Region 2 3A football game between the Warriors, between the Warriors also and also the Houston Hilltoppers. As we turn it over to him, Mike, and me and you'll just we won't do as much as we did last week. We'll just let him do all the talking.
We'll just sit back and watch this game. It should be very, very interesting.
And we're getting ready to start this one. We've been anticipating for a while, as it's going to be a little short sky kick that the Warriors are going to take in. Walker will run over the 30 up to about the 32, and the Warriors will have the football first down, 10 yards to go from their own 32. Making the pretty good coverage there by Houston to start the game. Looked like that was Tim Hartwig, Patrick, that may have been there that made the tackle and did a good job of making the stop, Pat. As I know you don't have any headsets, we'll turn it back to you. So Pinson and crew will have the football first down and 10 yards to go from their own 32, as they'll have one back in the backfield behind Pinson. Will have a wing to the right, a wing to the left. As coming in motion will be Thomas. He'll give it to James White. White will plunge over the 35 up to about the 36. Will be a gain of 4. Will bring up second down and 6 to go for the Warriors. Again, getting off the bottom of the stack for the Toppers. That time like it was Eric Foster. Of course, Eric's about 310 pounds, a big young man. That made the tackle on the football that time, is after the pickup of around 4 yards on the play by James White. Second down and 6 for the Warriors. Again, same formation, a little toss sweep to the left. Thomas able to get to about the 35-yard line, no more. Maybe a gain of a yard will bring up third down and 5. First possession play of the game for the Warriors. And, of course, big play for both offenses and defenses of the Warriors and Hilltoppers both respectfully here on this play, Mike.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc needing to keep the ball going here, needing to keep this drive alive, give our offense a little bit of a boost here. That time, Marcus Thomas just nowhere to go, and good job by the Houston defense of reacting on the play.
We'll give Thomas a gain of 1. Nobody in the backfield, as they'll give a little toss sweep to the right. Swinging to the right, it's Thomas. In motion from his wing from left to right, nowhere to go. Maybe picks up about 2 on the play. Well, actually, actually picks up about 3. It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, it appears. It'll be fourth down and about 1. I think the Warriors will be forced to punt, Paul. They will punt. Patrick, R.J. Patterson, like Jerome Lyons. Jerome Lyons has made, I know last week or actually 2 weeks ago, they had informed us he had made over 140 tackles all season long. He's been awfully, awfully good. As Jerome Lyons, R.J. Patterson, and also like Eddie White were the young men that were there that made the stop and make it fourth down. And Pontotoc's Robbins will kick the football away at a Brand. Brand will let it hit. Will go inside the 25. Will roll inside the 20 along the 18-yard line where the Warriors will down it at that spot. And now the Hilltoppers will get their first possession of the game. First down and 10 from their own 18. Of course, now, Mike, we'll like to see what these Hilltoppers can do with the football themselves.
You're exactly right. Nice job of getting off the punch that time by Robbins. A lot of pressure right up the middle. But a nice punt, nice job of getting down the field there by the Warriors, led by number 2, Neil Mays, getting down there, making sure nothing happened that time on the return. Warrior defense got to turn it up a notch here tonight.
And Harrell and crew will be on the field. Of course, Harrell, of course, Harrell and Harrell. It's mostly the Harrell show along with Griffin sprinkled in between. Obviously, they have the footballs. It'll be Harrell from his wing from the right side. He gets over the 30. He's over the 35. He's over the 40. It's a foot race, and he's finally ran out of bounds inside the 50-yard line along the 42-yard line. Big play for Harrell. And the Hilltoppers strike with the first big play in the game. Well, they do, Patrick, and that's what they do awfully well with that misdirection, of course, with that wing T offense that Coach Spunk and his staff like to employ. They like to put a lot of people in motion, and what they try to do is they try to get the football in Antoine Harrell's hands, and they get him on the corners, Patrick, and they get the ball to R.J. Patterson, and the next thing you know, they'll give it to Chris Griffin on the dive play on the belly series, and he'll pick up big yardage as well. Big first down play then for the Hilltoppers. A gain of 40 yards on the play, a T formation. Now they break it and put two wings left and right. Griffin, the long back, he'll get the carry. Griffin will plunge up to about the 40. It will be a gain of 2. We'll bring up second down and 8 yards to go for the Hilltoppers. Pretty good recognition that time, Patrick, from the defensive line and also the linebackers that time for the Warriors. Did a pretty good job of closing that thing up right along the line of scrimmage. Minimal pickup of the play on the play of somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 yards. And Chris Griffin, he's kind of the bell cow of this offense for them. They like to get the football in his hands, and they like to let him get the tough yards for him. And they like to get the football to Brand. They like to get the ball to Patterson and, of course, Antoine Harrell. And get those guys in the open field. And, of course, Terrell Harrell running the football on the option. As they'll give it to Patterson, ball's loose. And, I believe that Patterson will bounce on it back around midfield. Fortunate break for the Hilltoppers that one didn't squirt away there, Mike.
You're exactly right. Good job that time by Marcus Thomas and Tay Berry getting back, causing some trouble in the backfield after the ball was loose on the ground. Pontotoc had a chance that time, but nice job of recovering the ball that time by the Hilltoppers. Putting a little pressure on their offense here with third down and long. About 16 yards to go here.
That was a loss of 8 on the play. Third down and 16. The ball resting on the Warrior 48-yard line as a possession play now facing the Hilltoppers. Their first possession play of the football game. One back in the backfield behind Harrell's. It'll be Griffin as Harrell will roll to his right. Will look upfield, throws it in the flats. Pass is caught but instantly hit by Marcus Thomas in the flats. And, well, actually not Thomas, but Neil Mays. Short gain on the play. Nice recognition by Mays from his linebacker spot. Good play by the Warriors defensively. Was a good play by Neil Mays. And, of course, a fourth down situation. They'll bring Terrell Harrell in the football game to punt the football. But still, a pretty good job that time by the Warrior defense. And good recognition that time by Mays in the secondary. That was a gain of about 1 on the play, maybe 2. So, well shy. Fourth down and 14. And the Hilltoppers will be punting it away. Will hit inside the 20, will roll out of bounds around the 19-yard line, and the Warriors will have it first down, 10 yards to go from their own 19. What a tremendous crowd, Bill, across the way. I don't know if you're able to get it from on the Houston sidelines over there. They have a tremendous group of the contingency that came here from Chickasaw County. The two schools are only separated probably, or the two towns, by some 24 miles, so good to have a nice contingent of Hilltopper fans here tonight on the campus of Pontotoc High School. Pinson will be back in the game as coming in motion from left to right will be Thomas. He'll give it on the inside, a little give to Robbins, and Robbins maybe finds the 20-yard line. A gain of about 2 will bring up second down and 8 yards to go. Well, the bottom could break out here in a few minutes, and we could see points scored galore, but I think I'm going to agree with Bill. I talked to Bill before the game started, and Bill said, I think this is going to be a football game between two teams that are going to be they're going to get after each other defensively, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored, but I may be wrong. They may light the scoreboard up here before long. Pinson will roll to his right. Will look upfield. He's got Thomas wide open, in and out of his hands. Coverage on the play. I believe it was Hartwig for the Hilltoppers that was on the coverage, but pass falls harmlessly into the ground. Incomplete. Will bring up third down and 8 yards to go. Mike looked like he had him open, but he might have threw a little bit behind him.
You're exactly right. Looked like he also had some running room that time. Could have picked up several yards if he had just took the ball and ran, but elected to try to hit Thomas. Would have had first down yardage there, Patrick, but nonetheless, the ball fell incomplete, and looks like that Thomas is in at quarterback now.
You're right. Thomas is in at quarterback as they'll give it. No, he'll keep it himself. Bottled up, nowhere to go. Pretty good recognition by that Hilltopper defense. As making the stop defensively was Deion Davidson. He wasn't fooled, Paul.
No, he wasn't. Deion's really played well the last 2 or 3 weeks, and
And, you know, he's awfully young, Patrick. He's a freshman. And also McManus was another young man. He's always around the football. So we'll bring up a 4th down, and they'll bring Dustin Robbins in. He'll have to punt the football. Robbins will check back in as Brand will as well to anticipate the punt from Robbins. Good snap, and he'll get away. Pretty good push, but a nice kick. Really turned over well. Brand will take it in at his 40. Will retreat back over the 40, and he's in heavy trouble. Deep trouble, Mike, and good job of just going down because he had nowhere to go. Good coverage by the Warriors, Mike.
That time, Berry turned him back the other way, and Pickett was there, and he tried to elude Pickett, but was unable to do so, and fell down. But nice job of punting the ball that time by Robbins with a nice spiraling, driving kick that time. Gave Pontotoc a chance here to get a little bit of field position back. Could have been great field position that time by Houston if Pontotoc hadn't got such a great punt that time, punting out of the hole that time, and good job of getting the ball off and giving the defense a chance here was Dustin Robbins.
Harrell will have them in a tee as he'll break the tee, I'm sure, with wings. Now they have both backs in the backfield, split backs, and now coming in motion will be Harrell as they will give it to the on the dive play to the fullback Griffin. Nice job by Mays along with some help from Ryan White, stacking him up for no gain. Great job that time by Ryan White and Neil Mays, Patrick, as they ran the belly series again with Chris Griffin. That's probably the bread and butter play that Houston likes to do, Patrick. They like to get the football in that young man's hands because he is really, he's tough running the football between the tackles. He's very physical and does a good job of getting good positive yardage, 5-6 yards down the field. He may break one for 18, 19 yards. He very rarely goes the distance, but still very good between the tackles running the football. As they'll have everyone in tight, wings left and right. Now Griffin the long back as Harrell will come in motion as Harrell will roll to his left. It's hit as soon as he throws it, but his receiver breaks open, makes the play. Lions will go in, 10-5, touchdown as the Hilltoppers draw first blood. Nice job delivering the football by Harrell. Good reception and run from Lions. Great job that time, Patrick, as he actually went a little bit of a half roll that time to the left and had some pressure on him and did a good job of delivering the football, Patrick, in stride to Jerome Lyons. We talked about Jerome's prowess defensively. He had somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 tackles on the year. Also a pretty effective tight end that time, getting open the secondary and getting the football from Harrell and find the end zone. As you said, Houston drawing first blood. Houston will draw first blood, and McCarver will come in to attempt the extra point to try to extend the lead. His kick is on its way. It's right down the middle, and it's good. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, first quarter of play. Houston 7, Pontotoc nothing. And Archer will kick off as standing deep for the Warriors is Robbins along with Thomas. It'll be Robbins at his 15. They set the wall to the right. Breaks through the wall. Got a big hole. He's over the 35, 40. Big hole. It's going to be a foot race, and I believe Robbins is going to win it, Mike. Touchdown Warriors on the return. And a big play, and the Warriors strike right back, Mike, on the return.
Nice job that time of Dustin Robbins taking the ball through a big hole that time, and a little bit of a breakdown that time by the Hilltoppers on the kicking in the kicking game. And Pontotoc gets this ball game pending extra point. Should be a 7-7 tie and have a new ball game once again here. The big answer that time by the Warrior offense.
Boy, you could really see that wall. They set that wall up awfully well, and that hole opened up. He just hit right through it. There was no one to make the play for Houston. Well, he did a good job. He got a great kick-out block, Patrick. I'm not sure who got it, somewhere around the 20-yard line here. So he did a good job, but like you said, of setting the wedge. And the Warriors did a good job of execution that time on the kickoff. As we just had to wait and see. I think there may be some kind of flag here. Indeed, I got a flag. I think it's against Houston. Not really sure. We'll have to sort this one out on the field, Mike. Can you tell what the official called?
I'm not exactly sure what the call was that time, but the back judge threw the flag, and now they're waving it off. So I'm not exactly sure what they thought they saw that time.
Boy, the excitement's brewing in the air on this one, guys. This is going to be a good one. We've got a dandy here tonight. As Bass's extra point, it's on its way, and it's good. Well, just as quickly, 14 seconds after the Hilltoppers got on the board, the Warriors do as well. And 5:16 remaining, Houston 7, Pontotoc 7. Mike, if you can, go over our fine sponsor list. It allows us to bring football action to our fine fans along the area. He's got a wad of them tonight, too.
First National Bank with 2 locations to serve you. Edward Jones, Kyle Eubanks, our local representative here in Pontotoc. Russell Oil Company on Reynolds Street, Don and Ellen Russell, proud sponsors of Warrior football here tonight. 84 Lumber Company on 15 North, Jackson Implement Company on 15 North, Montgomery Drugs, Stegall Ford Incorporated, Muy Pueblo Mexican Restaurant behind the Pizza Hut here in Pontotoc. Pontotoc Electric Power Association, Piggly Wiggly, Adair Carpets on President Street in Tupelo, MedMart Home Care, JB's Incorporated, Treasure Furniture and Appliance, Kirk's Grill, Sawana Ash, your State Farm agent here in Pontotoc, Henderson Boone Insurance, Union Planners Bank in Houston, with 2 convenient locations to serve you, all proud sponsors of Warrior football here tonight against the Houston Hilltoppers.
And Bass will kick it deep. It'll be Brand gathering in on the goal line and actually steps into the end zone. And touchback, Hilltoppers will set up first down and 10 from their own 20. And Mike, I think you got more to go. We're going to wear them out tonight, I promise you guys.
Griffin Motors in Houston, proud to sponsor the Hilltoppers here tonight. Playland Wholesale Furniture, Bank Corp South on the Square in Houston. Custom Auto Accessories, A&A Electrical Supply, Quick Cash of Houston, see Rhonda and Vicky. Bargain Warehouse, Roland's True Value of Houston, Grocer's Pride, Farm Bureau, all proud sponsors of Hilltopper football here tonight from Pontotoc.
Harrell will be checked back into the game. We'll have 2 backs behind him. Toss sweep to the left. It'll be Griffin. And Griffin will hit over the 20 up to about the 22. A gain of about 2 will bring second down and 8. Guys, there's something very evident about these 2 football teams. They're not very big, but both of them have a lot of speed. They do have a lot of speed, but both are very physical as well. I tell you, that time Kerry Walker did a great job of making the play on the line of scrimmage. And that young man has gotten better and better as the season has gotten longer as well. And you're right, Patrick. They're not both these schools are not very big, but they do get after you because they're both very, very physical. So you know, it should be an exciting contest. It's already started off. I said a couple minutes ago we wouldn't have a lot of points. All of a sudden they light the scoreboard up. Well, they scored 2 touchdowns within 14 seconds. Both teams put points on the board in 14 seconds. And we're tied at 7 apiece. Patterson will be over the 25 up to about the 27. On the tackle for the Warriors will be Mays, and Thomas will put him on the ground around the 27. So we'll bring up third down and about 2 yards to go. Big play again here, Mike, for both of these teams. Big possession play facing the Hilltoppers here.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc defense settled in, so to speak, after the first big play from scrimmage of some 40 yards from the Hilltopper offense. The defense has settled in here. Neil Mays unfolding a good game here in the early goings here for the Warrior defense. Be interesting to see exactly what the Hilltoppers elect to do here in the third and short situation.
Third down, 2 yards to go. The line to make would be just outside, or actually would be the 30-yard line. As it be on the option will be Harrell keeping himself. He's over the 30, and he's over the 35-yard line up to about the 35-yard line. Tay Berry will knock him down along with some help from Walker, but not before he has a first down, and the Hilltoppers will continue the drive. Nice read that time by Terrell Harrell. He made the right decision on the option after he rolled his fullback into the hole and made the decision to keep the football himself, and after he did, got in the secondary, picked up some in the neighborhood of around 7-8 yards, actually probably 6 or 7 yards, and good first down yardage that time for the Toppers. First down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And the drive will continue as the Hilltoppers will now have a receiver split wide to the left, near side receiver, and they'll have a wing to the left. They'll have 2 backs split in the backfield behind Harrell, as Harrell will give it second man through, absolutely nowhere to go. Good recognition by Mays, along with some help by the Warriors. Kendall Crum will drop the ball carry for a loss on the play. Good pursuit there laterally for the Warriors there, Mike.
You're exactly right. That time Neil Mays just busted through the line of scrimmage that time and was unable to get going. That time was Harold, and good help over the top that time from 40. Kendall Crum had a good game last week at Nettleton and performing pretty well here tonight also.
Second down, 11 yards to go for the Hilltoppers. As Harold will roll to his left, he's under heavy duress, and he's going to be dropped. Going to be dropped for a loss is, again, I think Neil Mays was the young man that got through there, Mike, and made the play. Nice pursuit by the Warriors, and I think Mays made the tackle in the backfield. Mays, Patrick, has been very, very active here in the first quarter. He's played awfully well from his linebacker position. He's been around the football on pretty much every play, and still, quite frankly, has wreaked a lot of havoc on Terrell Harrell and of course, Antoine Harrell as well. So if maybe there's been one young man, we talked about Marcus Thomas being around the football defensively, maybe Terrell Harrell, Neil Mays may be that young man who's been very, very active here in the first quarter. Third down and very long. Third down and 17 for the Hilltoppers. Rolling to the left, and a heavy, heavy pressure again. As coming in, I think, was Mays along with some help from Barry Logan, and they drop him for another loss. And right now, the Warriors are winning the line of scrimmage, Mike.
You're exactly right. This Pontotoc defense playing with a lot of emotion here in the early going of this game. The crowd's starting to get behind these Warriors here and helping out a lot here as Marcus Thomas drops back deep for the Warriors, looking to receive the punt here from the Hilltoppers.
It'll be fourth down and long, and the Hilltoppers went nowhere but backwards after picking up that one first down. I think we're going to have a timeout on the field called by the Hilltoppers. Let's take it with them. We'll return after these messages. Archer will check back into the game as they'll punt the football away. Thomas anticipating it, and it will pretty good job by Archer as it'll be Thomas running parallel to the 40. Will get over the midfield stripes, got a wedge. He's over the 40s, inside the 30, inside the 25, down along the 22. Nice return by Thomas, and the Warriors have really made plays in the return game. I don't know, the officials are they marking the ball back up field here, or what's the deal here, guys?
I think they're going to have some type of block in the back here that's going to be called against the Warriors. We're going to have a clipping penalty. Coach Robbins was really, really unhappy.
Well, I was watching the play, Mike, and I thought he hit him in the side. I didn't think he hit him in the back, but
it was a real controversial call nonetheless. But Pontotoc being penalized here, bringing back a great return that time by Marcus Thomas, and that right there definitely something you don't want to see if you're a Pontotoc Warrior fan here.
Boy, it was close. Obviously it was one of those situations. It looked like he hit him right in the side, but tell you what, that's the reason why we're up here, not on the field.
Well, I'm glad I'm not down on the field having to make a call. It's still one way or the other. It was an awfully close play, but I couldn't really tell exactly what happened. But it's still first down and 10. Pontotoc has a football at their own 38-yard line.
Interesting set for the Warriors. Trips to the left, one back in the backfield as they'll throw it to Thomas and threw it just over his head, a little bit incomplete. They had the flanker screen set up, but a little bit too much mustard on that one, Mike.
You're exactly right. That was a good play call that time from the Warrior coaching staff. Just unable to corral the ball a little bit high that time. Sailed on Pinson just a little bit there. Unable to come up with the ball was Marcus Thomas, who could have picked up a few yards that time if he would have been able to corral the ball. Nonetheless, second down and long for Pontotoc here.
Again, same set. Obviously, they switch sides of the ball with trips to the right instead of left. Now, Thomas will go in motion right to left, and he is in heavy, heavy trouble and dropped right along the 28-yard line. Big Eddie White came up from his defensive tackle spot and made the play, Paul.
Well, Eddie White, once he gets his hands on, you're just going to go down. I tell you what, he's awfully big. Patrick, I know you've walked up close to that young man before. I don't know exactly what his future holds, but the young man is awfully talented, and I think he's a senior, but he's a young man. He weighs 235 pounds, but his arms looks like he's almost 260, 265, but great athlete. Sure, that young man may not play on the D1 level, but I'm sure somebody's going to have him on their football team next year.
Again, Pinson will be out of the gun. They'll throw the little screen to Thomas. Thomas looking over the 30 up to the 33, and maybe picks up about 2 or 3 on the play. Well shy of the first down. Fourth down, and the Warriors will be forced to punt.
Not sure exactly, but I think it was McManus that made the play, and that young man is always active. He's always around the football, as that will bring to the end the first quarter of play.
We played through one complete quarter. Houston 7, Pontotoc 7. We'll return after these messages. The second quarter of play, Robbins will check in to punt the football away. Brand standing right along the Houston 35-yard line. Good snap and another fine kick by Robbins, and Brand will call for a fair catch. at the 36-yard line, and the Hilltoppers will set up shop first down and 10 from their own 36. Hey, Pat, I know you're just like me. You've been high on Chris Brand now for at least 2 years. He's just really, really a fine football player. And, you know, if there's a better cornerback in our area, I don't know exactly who it might be, but he's sure-handed. I go back to a couple weeks ago on the last play of the first half. He caught somewhere in the neighborhood around a 25-yard touchdown catch to put them up 14-7 at halftime. That was the last points they scored until the fourth quarter where they went on their explosion. But, man, Chris Brandt's just quite a football player. Indeed, it'll bring up first down and 10 for the Hilltoppers at their own 36-yard line, as Houston will have wings left and right as they'll give it to the fullback. It's going to be Griffin, and Griffin will plunge over the 40 up to about the 42. Making the stop defensively for the Warriors was Tay Berry, but not before Griffin picks up about 7, Mike.
That was just a good, strong run that time by Griffin, straight up the gut that time, and Tay Berry holding on for dear life, putting Pontotoc in a situation here of needing to hold. This time, Houston wanting to put some points here in the early stages of the second quarter of play.
Brand comes in motion. He'll get the football over the 40. He's got the corner over the 45, over the 50. He's going to be ran out of bounds right around the 47-yard line by Robbins and Walker, but not before he has a first down. They did a good job of sealing the corner, Paul, and he picked up the first down. Well, they did, and, of course, the one thing they did, he got some pretty good they had the corner sealed, like I said, the offensive lineman did from Houston, and then he has a nice little bit of acceleration after he got somewhere around the 45, then got to the corner. Dustin Robbins was able to run him down and run him out of bounds around the 46-yard line, but in Pontotoc territory. Nice pickup on the play that time for Chris Brandt. A gain of 12 and a first down as Houston now has it on the Pontotoc side of the field. First down and 10 from the Warrior 46. Griffin again the long back as Harrell will come in motion. They'll give it to the fullback. It's going to be Griffin, and Griffin is going to be nailed and hit in the backfield by Crum. And also on the tackle for the Warriors appeared to be Jason Vassar. Mike did a good job of knifing through making the play. Good play that time by Kendall Crum. Patrick Kendall got his first career touchdown last week, and I don't know if you were aware of that. They blocked the punt. Dietrich Clark blocked the punt. Dietrich wasn't able to pick it up in the end zone, but Kendall fell on it for a touchdown. Me and Mike were there, and we talked to him after the game. Mike, he said it was his first career touchdown.
You're exactly right, Paul. Just a nice job that time by Kendall Crum of coming up and getting across the line of scrimmage and making a play in the backfield.
Tall sweep to the right. Griffin trying to get the corner strung out pretty well by the Warriors, but a pretty good job of leapfrogging the would-be tackler in the form of Pickett, and finds about 3 or 4 yards. Might look, they had it strung out pretty well, but he was able to knife through and get a few yards.
You're exactly right. They had him strung out real well. Dietrich Clark missed a tackle that time, but Tay Berry coming up from his linebacker position after a short gain that time, able to upend him just across the 45-yard line, make it the 43-yard line where it'll be third down from that point.
There's a gain of 4. Will bring up third down and 7 yards to go for the Hilltoppers, as they'll have Brand a wing to the right. They'll have Harrell wing to the left. Griffin is alone back in the backfield. Brand will go in motion for the left. Will look upfield. He's got his receiver open in the flats, but it's incomplete. Put a little bit too much mustard on it. He had his guy open, had his receiver open, but pass balls harmlessly to the ground, incomplete. Well, he did, Patrick, like a little bit of a clear out that time where he had Brand that was open in the flat and had actually his receiver down deep. If he throws the football to Brand out here in the left flat, Patrick Brand has something going on. He was wide open, and I think probably that Terrell Harrell would like to have that football back because he had Chris Brand wide open down here in the flat. And, of course, you know, when Chris Brand gets the football in his hands, he's awfully, awfully dangerous. McCarver will check back in to punt the football away. Thomas standing along his 12-yard line. And McCarver tries to kick this one away from Thomas. Bounces right to him. He's at the 10, bottled up and dropped right around that point. Pretty good coverage by the Hilltoppers. Looked like, Mike, they're trying to kick it away from him, and the ball came back to him anyway.
Looked like he was trying to get the ball out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, but the ball took a good bounce right to Thomas, but nowhere to go that time was Marcus Thomas, giving Pontotoc's offense another shot here just across the 10-yard line. About the 11-yard line will be where Pontotoc sets up shop.
I formation in the backfield behind Pinson as the Warriors will have trips to the left. They'll give it to Thomas. Thomas trying to get the outside is going to be hit and dropped right along the 11-yard line. Is making the stop defensively for the Hilltoppers was Travis McManus coming up to make the play defensively for Houston.
Nice job that time by the Hilltoppers of coming up, upending Thomas before he ever got started that time. Very minimal gain that time by Marcus Thomas and the Warrior offense.
We'll call it a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9 for the Warriors. As Pinson toss sweep to the right. Thomas, we got a flag that comes in, and Thomas maybe picks up a couple on the play, as well as a penalty flag sitting right along the 12-yard line. Well, somebody moved earlier. Somebody was offside because it was the line judge that made the call. It's a legal motion actually on the Warriors. So that'll back them up probably. I guess it'll be a half the distance type of goal type penalty instead of probably a 5-yard penalty. Actually, they declined the penalty, Pat. They declined it, maybe a gain of a couple on the play. Actually, no gain on the play for Thomas. Right now, the Warriors might really not do anything offensively through the run of the football. Need to try to get something going.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc offense has stalled out several times this year, but nonetheless, Pontotoc got to find a way to put points on the board here.
Trips to the left. Pinson's got his receiver wide open in the middle of the field. Hester was running free around the 35. He just overthrew him, Mike. He was running. He was wide open.
That time, Pontotoc just ran out several people deep. Hester kind of trailed behind Robbins and Thomas that time and was wide open, but Pinson just unable to hit him, putting Pontotoc in a situation here where they'll be punting out of the edge of the end zone this time. Pontotoc needs to get off a good punt here.
Paul, did he run was it a go route that he ran there? Unable to see, but he just couldn't quite connect with him because he was open. It was a go route, Pat. Low line drive by Robbins, and Robbins will have it hit and fall out of bounds along the 28. Hit that one off the side of his foot, and tell you what, Dustin's really been real good and consistent, Mike, punting the football, but this time he hit one a little bit outside of his foot.
That time he just got in just a little bit of a hurry that time, and ball went right off the side of his foot and probably near the middle of his foot on the side of the shoe, and just couldn't get any distance on it. And Houston in the driver's seat right here at the 7-minute and 55-second mark here, remain in the first half of play.
Pontotoc 7, Houston 7, as we are nearing the midway point of the first half. And what has been what we expected to be a very entertaining football game has lived up to billing here in the first half. Patterson on the sweep to the left will get back to the line of scrimmage. We've got a flag that comes in as well near the point of the tackle. And I'm not sure. I think Houston may be guilty of a hold. Paul, were you able to see what happened? It's going to be a storm of the line, Judge, but so it looks like they're going to be getting the clipping penalty instead of a hold, actually. Indeed, and the Hilltoppers will be penalized from the spot of the foul. Big break right there for the Warriors, Mike, because Houston had got some field position after the poor punt, and that's exactly what the Warriors needed to get some field position back.
You're exactly right. That time, Pontotoc being helped out along the way by the penalty that time, and Pontotoc defense needed that boost right there. The crowd trying to come to life here to try to get behind these Warriors here and keep Houston Hilltopper offense at bay.
And that's going to move it all the way back outside the 40 out to the 43-yard line as the Houston Hilltoppers will have it 2nd down and about 24 yards to go for the first down. We'll call it actually first down and 25 yards to go for the first down for the Hilltoppers. As the ball's given back to Harrell, I don't know exactly what they ran, but pretty good recognition by Pickett. And we're going to have a flag right here at the end of the tackle. We'll have to sort it out. I think, Paul, that Pickett might have got a piece of the mask. I'm not quite sure if that's what the call is going to be, but Mike looked like he strung it out well, but I think they're going to call him for a face mask.
Yeah, they got a lucky break that time. Pickett with a great job and helped the Houston offense out right there because they were in a world of trouble right there and would have put them in a 2nd down and long situation. Nonetheless, 15-yard face mask that time by Pickett helped them out right there.
Well, I saw something I've never seen before. The official walking off the mark and pushing a player. Did you guys pick that up, or was I the only one that noticed that? No, I didn't notice it. I was paying more attention to to the coaching staff here. They weren't real happy. Of course, the young man did commit the foul. He did commit the face mask, but the coaching staff very upset. In high school football, they do have the intentional and unintentional face mask now, and I don't know, kind of a little bit of a, quite don't understand that call, but Harrell rolls to his left, now throws back across the grain to the right. Good coverage by Pickett. As Harrell throws it incomplete, it will bring up second down and 10. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they have the 5-yard incidental face mask in high school now?
I believe you're right, but I believe that'll add a little fire to Pickett's coal of wood there, and I'm going to say he'll return the favor here shortly with a big blow to somebody after a call like that goes against him there. Looked like he got the upper part of the shoulder pads, and he was pleading his case with the referees, but nonetheless, second down and 11 situation for the Hilltoppers.
T formation for the Hilltoppers is they'll keep that formation. They'll run the option Harrell, and Harrell's going to be gobbled up and dropped, maybe a gain of about 2. It'll bring up third down and about 9 yards to go for the Hilltoppers, Paul. Patrick, I believe is that Cody Taylor that made that play, or Ryan White? I'm not sure, but that was a heck of a play that time. He did a good job of taking on the quarterback, and then after the young man kept the football, after he took on the fullback Griffin, and after he took the football away from Griffin, he did a good job of still staying on top of the play and knocking Harrell down for the loss, or actually for the minimal pickup. I think that actually may have been Ryan White, and boy, he really made a heck of a play that time on the line of scrimmage. Third down and a possession play for the Hilltoppers, as they'll have it along the 27-yard line, third down and 10. Harrell rolls to his left under a lot of trouble. The pocket collapsed, and I believe Lester Jones will make the stop defensively for the Warriors. Nice job of getting some pressure. The pocket collapsed, and a good job by the Warriors in making the play defensively. Well, it was a pretty good pressure by the quarterback, but actually that would be a coverage sack, I would think, Patrick. They did a good job downfield of taking the tight end. I think they were trying to go back to lines on the same play they scored the touchdown on, and he broke open for just a moment, but the Warriors responded pretty quickly with the coverage. But that was a coverage sack. Fourth down, I'm sure the Hilltoppers will just go for it here on fourth down. Well, nothing to lose. The ball resting along the 27, so fourth down, 9 yards to go. Big play here in the football game, but here at the latter stages of the first half. Watch out for Brand somewhere. Begin to wane down as Harrell rolls to his right, looks upfield, he's got his receiver open. He's going to have it along the 22, and he's going to be dropped shy of the first down. Pretty good job of making the tackle on the play, because I tell you what, a good little play call, and had an opportunity to maneuver with the football, but a good open field tackle. Who made that tackle, Mike?
That was our Robert Bass on the tackle that time, and that's one difference I see in the two teams right there, as Pontotoc got the luxury of a good kicker, would have tried to kick the field goal there, as Houston elected to go for it. Pontotoc would have gone for the points there off of the leg of Robert Bass in that situation.
Well, nice open field tackle by Bass. He did a good job of keeping the young man from getting the first down and continuing the drive, and changes up possession back over to the Warriors. First down and 10, Pontotoc, and now we've got all kind of confusion, and the Warriors, Pinson doesn't like what he sees. He'll ask for and receive a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll return after this message. Their own 23, Pinson out of the shotgun, looks upfield, pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Robbins. And oh, by the way, pretty good lick thrown by Trey Stanfield as he ran a little slant. And pretty good coverage by the Hilltoppers, Paul.
Well, it was, Patrick. I've talked about this all season long, and really, Houston has really one of the greatest collection of young football players, probably in Class 3A football in this area, with Antoine Harrell, Chris Griffin, Trey Stanfield, Snow, Moore. They just have so many good young football players. And that time, one of those young sophomores made a great play as well. That was Stanfield.
Second down and 10. Out of the shotgun again. Pinson will now roll to his right, tucks it under his arm, runs over the 25, over the 30, has the first down up to about the 34. Mike did exactly what you were hoping he'd do a moment ago, and this time he took your advice and got the first down.
You're exactly right. Houston dropping deep in coverage every time we send 3 or 4 receivers out. That time Pinson recognizing it right off the bat, tugging the ball, running for first down yardage. That time giving Pontotoc a little bit of breathing room here, moving the ball across the 30-yard line to about the 34-yard line, where it'll be first and 10 Warriors.
Was a gain of 11 and a first down for Pinson First down and 10 Warriors. The clock will stop after the first down. Obviously, he ran out of bounds as well. Out of the shotgun, one back beside him is it'll be James White as he throws a pass in the flats, incomplete, well overthrown as we got Brand and, of course, Robbins' feet tangling up together as well. Incidental contact, no foul call. Good no call by the official. Great coverage that time by Chris Brand. Brand does a good job. Defensively, probably, like we said, Patrick, maybe one of the best corners in this area. And, of course, the one thing that you have to give credit, and one thing, Mike and Pat, that, you know, you were talking about the Warriors spreading people out. Mike was talking about running the football after they drop people deep in coverages. Sometimes the best way to run the football can be when you have people split wide. You have 3 or 4 people split out. There's not as much traffic to run the football inside if you give the football to the fullback. Trips to the left as the Warriors will have White again, the long back in the backfield. As now Pinson rolls to his left, got a little bit of time, looks upfield, he's got his receiver open, and a good job of breaking on the football by Brand, as he did a good job of making the play and knocking it away. Nice play, and I think the Houston coach is pretty upset. Paul, I think they thought he might have passed the line. He was awfully close. If he didn't go across the line of scrimmage, he was very, very close. But still, nonetheless, whatever happened, Chris Brand was the young man that was Johnny on the spot once again. And in the secondary, it was a young man. He almost had the interception, but he did, what a great job of recovery on that time, as he looked like he was beat on the play. And then that closing speed to have an opportunity to break on the football and make the play, that time by Chris Brand. Well, it'll be third down. Mike, Pinson's got a pretty good arm. He showed some arm strength there.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc looking to put something here together.
Oh, they had it set up well. They had a little screen coming out of the backfield. Looked like it was set up pretty good, Mike. But the bad thing about it is they were not able to catch the football on the screen.
James White that time unable to come up with the ball there for the Warriors. Going to have to turn the ball back over to the Hilltoppers here with 4 minutes and 28 seconds remaining here in the first half of play.
Well, they need a big punt.
Going to have to turn the ball back over to the Hilltoppers here with 4 minutes and 28 seconds.
A 17-yard effort from Dustin a few minutes ago. This would be a time for a better kick, but you know, one thing that hasn't been a factor so far in this game has been turnovers. That's one thing that I really thought would be a key. Both teams have protected the football pretty well. Low line drive that will hit over the 30, and he'll take it in at the 28, will run out of bounds. Again, nice coverage by the Warriors as they do a good job of getting down there and making the play. And the Hilltoppers will set up shop first down and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Again, Patrick, that was Neil Mays. That was a young man that made initial contact on the play. And, man, he has just been, Mike, he's been all over the football field here in this football game.
You're exactly right. Done a very, very nice job here. And Pontotoc defense just looking to hold on tight here. And hopefully the Warrior offense will find their way to get back into the end zone here sometime or another here in this game. But the defense has played awfully well here in the first half.
Lines will come in motion, will be split wide to the right. He caught the first touchdown of the game for the Hilltoppers as they'll give it to Harrell off right tackle. He turns it up over the 35, over the 40. He's over the 45. He's over midfield. He's over the 40, and he's going to run over the 30. The ball popped out, and I think it's going to be knocked out of bounds. And big play for the Hilltoppers and a first down. Well, a good job that time by Antoine Harrell of getting in the secondary, and another good job that time as well by Marcus Thomas. Marcus Thomas is awfully fast, and there's no way you're going to really outrun that young man. And the one thing that he did a good job of is he did a pretty good job of stripping the football away from him after he got in the secondary. Fortunately for Houston, the football got out of bounds, but a big play that time by Antoine Harrell. That was a gain of 37 on the play for Harrell. And Houston will have it on the Warriors side of the field. They've had field position, Mike, here in the first half.
They really have, Pat. Pontotoc defense here looking to keep them at bay here. This is a very nice drive here by Houston here to start this drive here.
Brand off right tackle has nowhere to go. Good pursuit for the Warriors as Robbins got in there and kind of busted that one up and made the play. along with Dietrich Clark coming in to finish him off. It'll be a gain of about a yard. Nice effort by the Warriors defensively. Good pursuit.
You know, there's one thing that really stands out to me in this football game, Patrick, and maybe you and Mike maybe can elaborate on it more than I can. But Houston seems to have done a really good job here in this first half of taking Dietrich Clark out of the football game. Dietrich really hasn't been around the football at all. I think maybe where they're running away from him, maybe they're running right at him. Sometimes it's easier to run right at somebody and knock him out of the way. And, you know, they've done a pretty good job of keeping Dietrich from being an intricate part here defensively in the football game.
Give it to Patterson, swinging outside. He's over the 30. Kendall Crum runs him down inside the 28. Got a flag that comes in, Mike, and I think that one may be coming back. Legal procedure against the Hilltoppers. That's going to cost them 5, as the Warriors will, of course, obviously take the penalty yardage and back them up. Well, I'll tell you what. Marcus Thomas really showed some speed a moment ago running him down, didn't you guys? He really can run.
Yeah, he can run real well. That time, Houston with a lot of weapons on offense, though. It reminds me a lot of the Itawamba game. Pontotoc defense just continuing to play well, but we know at any time these Houston Hilltoppers can break one and score points quick here, and Pontotoc just got to respond each and every play and keep this Hilltopper team off the scoreboard here in the latter stages of the first half.
Harrell will give. They run the halfback pass as Brand throws it upfield to Lyons. He battles it in. He's battling with Pickett inside the 5-yard line. Incomplete. He had a step on Pickett. Imaginative play called by the Hilltoppers, and obviously the play was there, but the pass was a little bit overthrown.
I've said this all season long. Coach Rusty Funk probably offensively is one of the best play callers in the area, and the reason why he does is because he keeps your defense off balance with some of the things he does. And boy, I tell you what, he threw that one. Brand really showed a pretty good arm throwing the football up the field that time as well. He threw the football a long way, and he had his receiver there, just missed him by a step. But very imaginative on offense. I can't even get that word out, guys, but he's very, very good offensively. His football teams, they do things that are awfully well disciplined, and of course, they really protect the football very well as well.
Quit stealing my word over there. I thought I said that I'm just playing with you, imaginative.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You got to steal my word over there. That's going to be a legal procedure. Is going to cost them 5.
Delay of game, actually.
Oh,
they didn't get the play off in time. That was an imaginative delay of game.
Okay.
That was an imaginative delay of game.
I feel the love up here. It's a lot of it. Timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. We'll return after these messages. Play for the Hilltoppers. A wing to the right. The long back is Griffith. Rolling to his right is Harrell. Harrell steps up, throws the football middle of the field. He's got his receiver open, but Snow couldn't quite get to the football, Paul. I think it was a little bit underthrown as he was open on the post pattern, but not quite able to get the ball to him was Harrell, Mike.
Well, they did. They ran the deep post that time to Jeff Snow, Patrick, and Jeff Snow was the young man that caught the touchdown pass that was a game tying. Actually, put him down by 1 point. He's only a 9th grader. He's a freshman. And that was a young man that made the catch against Amory that before they got the 2-point conversion to win it. So he's an awfully productive freshman.
Mike, I don't think the Warriors have anybody employed back, as they're not buying that the Hilltoppers are punting it, but I think they are. High punt that will bounce and go parallel to the 15-yard line and go out of bounds. And with 2 minutes and 28 seconds before the end of the first half, the Hilltoppers have turned the football over. Well, not turned it over, but will yield the football back over to the Warriors after the punt. And Mike, look at the shot that Bill's got on the hill over here.
Yeah, I see that. We've always had a few fans that try to watch the ball game from outside the stadium there, up on the hill, so to speak, and they're back tonight here. Nice weather conditions for it tonight.
Somebody needs to get their $5 from them. Pinson will give on the little reverse or a little around to Robbins, and Robbins will find about 5 yards. We'll call it a gain of about 4 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Warriors.
I'm just kidding. I don't blame. That is a great seat right there. That's what makes Pontotoc Warrior football so special. Folks like those that are up on the hill watching the football game in their lawn chairs. An awfully good seat, Patrick, to watch the football game from.
Guys, can you believe this is the end of the regular season? This season has just came and gone. I mean, it has really moved along real briskly.
as again, Robbins will get the carry, and he'll run up to about the 23. A gain of about 3 on the play. It will bring up 3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Warriors. Mike, I think it's about the same play call they ran just a moment ago.
You're exactly right, Pat. I believe you're exactly right. The 2 plays in a row, very, very similar here. And Pontotoc offense been very, very slow to get going here in this first half of play. Houston, very, very great defensive job here in this game here. And Pontotoc, Dustin Robbins back in at quarterback.
Robbins will give to Thomas. Thomas will bounce up to about the 26, and guys, I don't believe he got it. I believe the Warriors needed the 28-yard line for the first down. I think he's just shy of the 27. I think it's going to be 4th down and about 2, and the Warriors are going to be forced to punt, Mike. I know they really wanted that first down, if nothing at all, if they weren't able to do anything but keep the football away from Houston. But now Houston looks like they're going to have an opportunity to get it. And I'm real surprised they haven't called a timeout here. I thought that Houston may use their last timeout to try to get the football back. I think they are going to call it right here. Timeout on the field. We got 40 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Pontotoc 7, Houston 7. And Pontotoc will come in to check Dustin Robbins in to punt the football away. Now the Warriors come up to the line of scrimmage, trying to catch them off balance, as it looked like they may go for it, and they actually draw them off sides.
Nice job on the cadence that time by Dustin Robbins, and it looked like that was Josh Curtis, a freshman defensive lineman that just that didn't anticipate the snap count, and of course, good job that time. Nice little bit of a head bob that time by Dustin Robbins, and Dustin was able to draw him off sides. The Warriors will get the first down the easy way.
Well, indeed, obviously, if you're a Pontotoc fan and you're sitting across the way, obviously that's good news, because now unless they turn it over, they don't have to yield the football back to Houston and give them an opportunity to score. Now, what do you do here? Do you try to put points on the board, Mike, or do you just try to make it to the half?
Robbins will just take it to the half here, give it a little handoff.
They get it to Thomas. He swings outside to the right. Will get to about the 31-yard line. Good pursuit.
Top of the football.
There's a flag on the play.
Well, we got a flag as well about right around the 38-yard line. We still have no official indication on the field. He must have been down by contact, because we've had no indication of Hilltopper football, but also we have the penalty flag that we got to deal with here as well.
Personal foul against Pontotoc.
Well, Mike, I tell you what, you don't want to turn it over right here if you're Pontotoc. It's something that you got to do. You got to protect the football.
Terrible job that time by Pontotoc. A costly personal foul penalty there. Bonehead, nothing to gain off of a situation like that.
And indeed, that'll walk it inside the 20 down to about the 16. And now with 29 ticks, I think here you might just go to the knee here and just go to the half. I think you're exactly right, Pat. I think they'll probably just go to one knee and try to get this thing to halftime. Indeed, Pinson will drop to a knee, and I think for all intents and purposes, that will be the final play of the first half. Well, it's been a good one, guys. One that we anticipated to be a very, very competitive matchup, Mike, and both teams have lived up to the billing here in the first half.
You're exactly right. Just a very, very competitive ball game. Defenses on both sides of the field have done a great job here in the first half of play.
Well, we played through one half. We've settled nothing. We go to the dressing rooms. Pontotoc 7, Houston 7.
Tomorrow they will be performing at state marching contest in Tupelo. Please come out. Tonight, the Copper Pride Band proudly presents A Night with the Temptations. Our selections include I Can't Get Next to You with trumpet soloist Blake Reed, My Girl with saxophone soloist Carolyn Wallace. Papa was a Rolling Stone with trumpet soloist by Cass Neal. Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Get Ready. The band is under the direction of drum major Mandy Davis. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Boy, we got a good one. Man, excellent. I could eat that way. I could. I grew up a long time.
Halftime show brought to you by Rick Huffman, your Farm Bureau agent in Houston. Rick Huffman bringing you the halftime show.
The band is under the direction of Mel Morris and Amy Sanders. Color guard instructor is Amy Sanders. Majorette instructor is Miriam Garner. Flag captains are Jana Barnett, Christopher Zachary, and Kristen May. The majorette captain is Gary Arce. Drum captains are Darius Sant and Michael Ezel. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Could I have your attention, please? Just a reminder, Pontotoc High School Band, along with the Houston High School Band, will perform at the state contest in Monterey, Tupelo. Please come out and support these great bands. Thank you. High School Warrior Marching Band. Tonight's show of Latin Fantasy will include La Fiesta, Salsa, Conga, and a night in Tunisia. The band is under the direction of Brian Clementine, Ryan Todd, and Jeff West. The band is under the field direction of Lee Pierce. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pontotoc Warriors marching band. The high school band boosters would like to thank you for supporting the concession stands. We hope you enjoyed this entire show.
As we mentioned, both teams have made their way back out to the playing field, and of course we're very near the beginning of the start of the second half, Paul. Football game that the Hilltoppers had the better of, and the offensive side of the football, they moved the football with some 164 yards of total offense compared to the Warriors' total of 22, and we got a good close-up feature of Pontotoc's two of their finer citizens. I don't know if we'll say that, but
I wouldn't go that far.
But
I tell you what, Soup is laughing at Bill and Jackie. That's not me doing that. I know Jackie's probably slipping that guy 20. That's a referee. So I don't know what is that. But anyway, two guys down on the sidelines just having a good time watching a good football game. Indeed, and of course, talked to Bill earlier today. And of course, he's always here. He's always a big supporter of Warrior football and Warriors athletics. Sky kick, it will come and hit. Well, actually, it's going to be gathered in at the 5 and fumble momentarily by Brand. And now he finds the seam, runs up to the 20, up to about the 22. And Houston will have it 1st and 10 to start the second half from their own 22-yard line. Well, the Warriors did a pretty good job of covering that kick. How many times do you see a guy fumble the opening kickoff, and after he fumbles, it protection sometimes, or actually the special teams can have a breakdown and a guy can make a big play. But the Warriors did a pretty good job of bottling Antoine Harrell up somewhere around the 23-yard line. So that's going to bring up the 1st down and 10, initial possession of the third quarter, or the second half for either team. 1st down and 10 from their own 23-yard line. 1st down and 10 from their own 23 as Houston will have the football to start the second half. We're tied at 7 as we settled nothing in the first half. As a little bit of a busted play, and Harrell's going to lose field position back to the 17. I think they weren't on the same page there, Mike, and lost yardage.
Little communication problem that time by the Hilltoppers. Good job of bottling him up that time by the Warrior defense, led by Kendall Crum. Pontotoc defense looking strong here to begin the second half of play here, as the defense is definitely going to have to carry this Warrior team here if they have any chance here in this ball game.
It'll be 2nd down and about 15 yards to go for the 1st down for the Hilltoppers, as they lose some 4 yards on the first play. As Harrell will give first man through. Harrell's got a hole. He's off left tackle. He's over the 30, and he runs up to about the 35-yard line, and will have a 1st down at that point. Good pickup on the play and a 1st down for Houston.
Good job of running the football off left tackle that time by Antoine Harrell, and just a tremendous athlete. The young man's awfully gifted and awfully talented, and a big pickup on the play and picking up 1st down yardage for the Toppers.
first down, and Houston will have its first down of the second half, as they have had the better of moving the football between these two teams tonight, but still the score knotted at 7. Paul, statistics sometimes they don't tell the story. Obviously, they haven't so far in this one. Well, that can be misleading. Of course, 2 big plays. Of course, the kick return by Dustin Robbins, and a big play, of course, to the tight end Lines. And that's going to be on the carry. Brand. Actually, it's not Brand, but Harrell once again. Harrell maybe finds a yard, maybe actually 2 on the play. We'll call it a gain of 2. We'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for Houston. Short gain on the play, 2nd down and 8 for Houston with 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter play. As Houston, with its first possession in the second half, has converted 1 first down on a 2nd down and long, and now have it 2nd down and 8 from their own 37. A wing to the right behind, and we'll have 2 backs in the backfield as they'll give it to Brand, swinging to the right. He's up to about the 41-yard line, where Pickett and Mays will drop him at that point. And it will bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for the first down. A gain of about 4 on the play. Mike, pretty good job of coming up and make the tackle there by Pickett and Mays there.
You're exactly right. That time Dietrich Clark came up and turned the run back in, and nice job that time of Pickett coming up to upend him with a little help by Neil Mays over the top, putting the Hilltoppers in a 3rd down and long situation.
3rd down and about 4 yards to go. A pitch toss sweep to the left. It's going to be Harrell. He's over the 45, over the 50. He's in Warrior territory and knocked off his feet at the 42, but not before he's going to have a first down. And Houston will pick up another first down and now has it in Warrior in the Warrior side of the football field. Just a little simple toss sweep to the left that time to Antoine Harrell. And Antoine made a nice cutback somewhere around the midfield stripe and found Warrior territory and picked up some 10 yards additional on the play as he's knocked down around the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Hilltoppers from that point. Harrell picks up 19 on the play and a first down, and Houston will have it now on the Warrior 40-yard line. 8:58 remaining here in the third quarter. Now we've got stoppage of play by the officials momentarily. It may be some type of equipment problem for Harrell, as he looks like he's going to have to exit, Mike.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of a problem with a chin strap or earpiece 1 that time, and had to come out of the game. And Pontotoc defense is going to have to step it up right here to keep Houston from continuing this drive.
1st down and 10. Now they'll break it to a wing to the right. Griffin is the back behind him. Griffin will get the carries met immediately. Stays on his feet. He's over the 20s. They're inside actually inside the 30, inside the 25, down to the 24. Good hard running and good second effort, Mike, and a good effort by Mike Griffin.
You're exactly right. That time, just a lot of determination that time on the run. It appeared that Lester Jones had him in the backfield, but unable to bring him down, just kept his legs moving and picked up big first down yardage, getting down to about the 23-yard line where the Hilltoppers will continue this drive from that point.
A gain of 17 on the play, and Houston has made 3 really nice runs, Paul, of significant running room here on this drive, and has moved the football down the field, and now are poised to move the football to get the go-ahead touchdown with a score here. Again, it's going to be Griffin. He's going to get inside the 20, I believe. Actually, not Griffin, but was it Griffin again on the carry? It was Terrell Harrell, the keeper. Oh, Harrell on the keeper himself, and he cuts inside the 20 down to about the 19. A gain of about 4. It will bring up 2nd down and 6 for Houston. Well, I think that Antoine Harrell has his equipment problem settled now as he checks back in the football game, and Brand will leave. But, man, Chris Griffin just did an awfully good job a couple minutes ago of making some people miss and just running over folks in the secondary. And we talked about how physical he was, Patrick, from that fullback position. Again, and we'll run over the 20 down to about the 18. Harrell will be knocked off his feet after a gain of about 1. It will bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for the first down for Houston. You'd have to think right here, Paul, this is 4-down territory for Houston.
Well, you would, and Patrick, we were talking about this a couple minutes ago. Houston, I don't know whether it's by design or what the situation is, but, man, they have just really taken Dietrich Clark out of this football game almost totally defensively. He just really has not been a factor at all, Mike, and defensively in this football game at all.
We haven't called Dietrich Clark's name hardly any here tonight. And Houston just kept keeping the ball away from Dietrich Clark, so to speak.
3rd down and 5 as Harrell will give it to Griffin. Now runs the option himself. He is going to be met, but he's going to find the 1st down. Runs out of bounds near the 10-yard line. I think they're going to have it 1st down and goal to go inside the 10, Mike.
Yeah, by that time Pontotoc missed a few tackles, and this drive Pontotoc has made good initial contact, but just not wrapping up and bringing down the Hilltoppers, and Houston just keeping the drive alive, pushing the ball right down the field here on the Warriors on this drive here, and Pontotoc defense needs to come up with something big here to keep the Hilltoppers off the scoreboard here in the second half with the ball game all knotted up at 7.
Indeed, a gain of 8 and a 1st down. It's 1st down, and looks like that they can indeed, they get it inside the 10 down to about the 7. Was that 1st and goal, guys, or can they pick up a 1st down that scored? Indeed, I think it was 1st and goal, so it's 2nd down and goal to go from right along the 7 as Houston picks up a couple yards on the play. Gut check time right here, guys. You got to make the play defensively if you're Houston. I mean, if you're Pontotoc defensively, and Houston obviously wants to get the score and get the lead, Mike.
Yeah, Pontotoc defense, someone's got to come up big right here and keep this Houston team off the scoreboard.
Harrell will give to Antoine Harrell. Big hole off left tackle, but it closed up quickly. Good pursuit by the Warriors defensively. They run him out of bounds around the 5. It'll be 3rd down and goal to go from the 5. Pretty good pursuit, Paul.
Well, it was. And again, I think you're exactly right when you said a couple minutes ago it'd be really surprised if Houston, Patrick, didn't feel like they were in 4-down country right now, that they possibly might, if they don't get this thing on 3rd down, they'll probably go for it on 4th down. Well, I don't know. You want to get the lead. Obviously, if you don't get this 1st down or get the touchdown, you might try to kick the 3, Mike. But big play in this game right here. 3rd down, goal to go. The ball on the Warriors 4-yard line. Harrell, toss sweeps to the left. It'll be Brand. He's going to be hit in the backfield and drop as Rob Pickett will knife through there and make the stop along with some help from his Warrior defenders, and they drop Brand back for a loss of about a yard on the play. They're kicking it. And I think you're right. I think they're going to bring the kicker out and attempt the field goal. Pretty good play right there by that Warriors big stand, Mike.
You're exactly right. Warrior defense came up big that time to keep them from getting 6 that time, and Houston Hilltoppers looking to take the lead right here at the 5-minute and 1 second mark here in the 3rd quarter of play.
As McCarver will check in to kick the field goal. His kick is on its way, and the kick is good. McCarver will boot the field goal through, and Houston has gotten on the board and gained the lead back on the strength of the field goal by McCarver with 4:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Houston 10, Pontotoc 7. And the Warriors now will get the football back for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. Houston had the football 7 minutes and 9 seconds, and on the strength of a 24-yard field goal by McCarver, will get the 10-7 lead. James White will take it in at his 27, will rumble up to the 35, will go up to about the 37-yard line, and pretty good field position for the Warriors. They'll have it 1st down and 10 from their own 37. Mike, they had the ball a long time there, and they were able to net points.
You're exactly right. Just as you mentioned there during the timeout, you just want to get the lead back, so to speak, in a game like this where it's been punch after punch thrown by both teams. Just want to get the lead back there, and Houston did just that.
As they'll give it to White. White will go over the 40 up to about the 43, a gain of about 6. Nice carry on the play. Good effort on 1st down by James White. Paul, that's what the Warriors need to do. They need to get some kind of rhythm offensively. They really struggled in the 1st half. Well, they did. They struggled, like you said, mightily in the 1st half. I tell you what, it looks like they almost have 2 tights in the game right now. That particular time, the Warriors have really changed, Patrick. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on the offensive line with a tight end, a wing back, and a slot. Man, they have a lot of people on the line of scrimmage. Pinson rolls to his right. Now he throws back upfield. He's got wide open. But the pass is in and out of the hands of the Hilltopper defender. On the coverage was Trey Stanfield, and Trey had an opportunity to make the pick. Unfortunately for his for Stanfield. He was unable to hang on to the football. Fortunately for the Warriors, it's incomplete pass. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. Well, that's a big play here for the Warrior offense, possession play. They don't want to give the football back. They've had the football for exactly somewhere in the neighborhood of around a minute, maybe not even that long, and Houston has had it for almost 7 to start. Out of the shotgun, Pinson has plenty of time now, rolls to his right, now tucks it, now we'll try to run, and we'll try to get the 1st down. He's going to be near it, but I think he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. Jerome Lyons runs him out of bounds along the 46, and he's going to be short of the 1st down, Mike, I think, by a couple of yards.
That time Pinson just didn't know where the 1st down marker was and didn't quite take it far enough. He had enough to get the 1st down yardage, but elected to take it out a yard short that time, and Pontotoc will definitely have to punt the ball away right here, you would think, but not exactly sure. Robbins looks to be the quarterback in control of the situation here, and they may be going for it here.
I don't know. I tell you what, this is awfully early to go for the 1st down, and if you don't, they may be trying to draw them off sides. They did that earlier in the game, so that may be the call right here. Well, indeed, they snapped the football. 1st down for Thomas, and Thomas has it over midfield inside the 48. And a 1st down, and boy, a big play for the Warriors. They needed to keep the chains moving and pick up a 1st down. Maybe that'll give them a little bit of momentum, a little confidence. Well, that was absolutely used to pick up that 1st down. I don't think you want to give the football back to Houston somewhere around the 45-yard line. So the Warriors were very fortunate to pick up the 1st down. Of course, I guess they don't want to give the football back to Houston after they maintain the clock, maintain possession of the football, almost 7.5 minutes off the clock here in the quarter as well. 1st down and 10, Pontotoc from the Houston 48-yard line. Thomas trying to swing to left. He's got a little bit of a hole. He runs over the 45, still on his feet, and he's going to be tackled right along the 41. A gain of about 7 on the play. Good job of picking his way for some positive yardage, but unfortunately, looks like Thomas may be a little bit shaken up. Man, I tell you what, Patrick, he had his leg rolled up on that time. It didn't look real good at all, Mike. I tell you, that young man's in an awful lot of pain. Tough break for the Warriors. Hopefully that the young man will be okay, but obviously for the moment they're going to lose the services of Marcus Thomas. 2nd down and 3, Pontotoc from right along the 41-yard line. White's the back in the backfield. They'll run a little naked as it's going to be Robbins trying to get the outside. It stays on his feet inside the 40. The ball pops free, and not sure who got the recovery.
Robbins on the carry, fumble on the play, and scramble for the ball.
Houston has the football, Patrick. I tell you what, the thing that's interesting to me about that, of course, as Marcus Thomas is still being attended to on the sideline, that is huge for Pontotoc if that young man can't go, because he is the heart and soul of this football team, him and Robbins both, from an offensive standpoint. I'd like to see that replay again because it looked like he was awfully close to being down, Mike. I'm not sure if he lost that football as he was going down or not. It may have popped out. We can't say it was well across the field from us, but he was awfully close to going down with that football before the ball came out.
I can't really say I was interested in Thomas down here. He's back up, but I'm not exactly sure what the...
Timeout, Houston.
Timeout on the field by Houston. Let's take it with them. We'll return after these messages. Retain possession, 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line, as they'll have it with approximately 3:16 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, hanging to a 10-7 lead. Griffin will get the carry, will plunge over the 40 up to about the 41. Gain of about 3. It will bring up 2nd down and 7. Well, actually a gain of 4. Bring up 2nd down and 6 for Houston. Well, they did, Patrick. That young man is just a bruising runner. He just finds tough, hard running room, and he does a pretty good job of making things happen for his football team, and he's awfully good at that fullback position. 2nd down and 6, as Houston will have the football from right just outside the 40-yard line, as they'll give it to Patterson, who swings over the 40. He is met very rudely around that point by Berry and dropped for a loss of a yard on the play. Will bring up 3rd down and about 7. Nice play, nice open field tackle by Berry there, Mike.
Tay Berry came up strong from his linebacker position that time and put Houston in a situation where it'll be 3rd down and about 7 to go, ball on about the 40-yard line.
Ball will rest right at that point. Big possession play facing the Hilltoppers. And obviously the Warriors would love to get the football back and not yield this 1st down. 3rd down and 7, rather, as Houston will run the little counter. Harrell will try to throw it upfield. He's got his receiver wide open at the 40-yard line. He drug across the flats, or just a little drag pattern, crossing pattern, and Paul, he was wide open, but the pass was a little bit behind him, incomplete. You know, I'm not a coach at all, Pat, and Mike, maybe I'm wrong about this, but Rob Pickett came out of the football game on that play, and that's the side of the field he's always on, and something happened then. There was a blown assignment somewhere because Patterson was wide open. There was nobody even close to him around the football, and I don't know exactly what happened, but you surely notice it when Rob's not in the game. As the ball will hit at the 30, will kick inside the 25 down to the 23, as Walker will let it bounce or let it die around the 20. Pretty good punt by McCarver, and Houston will pin the Warriors back right along the 20-yard line. And Paul, as we're seeing, they're getting some attention. They're trying to tape him up, Mike. Unable to sure. Pretty good picture there right there, Bill, doing a good job. Well, it's good camera work. Patrick, I may be wrong about this, but I think the young man that's got to assert himself in this football game in the last few minutes of this 3rd quarter, and actually going into the 4th quarter, has got to be Dietrich Clark defensively. He has got to step up and make some plays defensively if the Warriors are going to have an opportunity to win this football game, and they need to find a way to free him up where he can make some of those plays, Mike. Pinson out of the shotgun will throw it upfield to Robbins, and he'll make the catch. And will run over the 30-yard line up to about the 31. Good delivery and a gain of about 9. Nice job of delivering the football by Pinson.
Yeah, it was a nice job that time by Pinson. I'd kind of like to see Dietrich Clark on offense here, maybe try to throw the ball out to him and use a little bit of his size to maybe get a little bit of height advantage on some of these small cornerbacks here for Houston and try to get him into the groove here offensively. Pontotoc just unable to muster a whole lot to this point here offensively, be a little bit of different twist to get him into the game here.
Well, that was a 1st down on the reception for the Warriors. Nice job of delivering the football by Pinson. Trips to the left, White's the long back beside Pinson. As he gets some pressure, he'll lose a couple of guys. Now throw it upfield, and he'll overthrow Hester, who had kind of gotten free. And that one was due from the start, Paul. Well, it was. He did a pretty good job of making a couple of people miss. And, you know, he had his receiver open. If he would have just kept his presence in mind, I know he was probably shaking. Or would have ran with the football. The middle of the football field opened up again. And he had a couple of opportunities. And, of course, that will come with experience. He's awfully young. You know, he's only a sophomore. But a couple things that maybe, you know, could have transpired that time. It'll be a second down and 10 for the Warriors at their own 31. 2nd down and 10, same formation, trips to the left for the Warriors. Out of the shotgun as Pinson looks upfield. He's got Robbins wide open. He's over midfield. He's over the 40. He's over the 30. It's a foot race, 20, 10, 5, and touchdown for the Warriors on the slant. That was a good delivery by Pinson and a nice job of running with the football by Robbins, and the young man made a good delivery. That was a strike. Well, good job that time by Pinson, Patrick, as he found Dustin Robbins, and Dustin did a good job. Once he got in the secondary, just turned those jets on, Patrick, as they got him on the little quick slant on the deep crossing route. And, you know, I don't know exactly what happened. We talked a couple of minutes ago about the Warriors having a blown assignment in the secondary. It almost looked like that time that Houston had somewhat of a blown assignment in their secondary as well then, Mike.
63 was out there trying to cover Dustin Robbins that time, and I told Bill before the play ever transpired that no way 63 could cover Dustin Robbins, and Pontotoc regained the lead that time there, and a huge play that time from Pontotoc offense.
And Marcus Thomas, Patrick, is up and they've taped him up, and he's walking around a little bit. And I think the young man that Bill, if you can get a picture of him right here, I think he's probably fixing to go back in the football game. I noticed him a couple of minutes ago getting some treatment. He's getting in the defensive huddle. I think you're going to see him get back in the football game. Well, I tell you, there's one thing about that play, Mike, that we can always talk about. When you spread the field, and you make a lot of people come out and cover man-to-man coverage, sometimes it will leave the middle of the field open. And obviously, you see Thomas has came back into the game. He's going to try to tough it out and go, but there was no safety there. There was no help. after they had everybody spread out, and a good delivery by Pinson. And obviously Robbins is a lot like Thomas. He's not going to lose a lot of foot races.
No, he's not. And you got to give let's give Pinson a lot of credit with the delivery. You know, a couple minutes ago he looked like he was a little bit unsure of what he was going to do. And then on that particular play right there, Mike, he did a good job of delivering the football to the right person and made a good decision. Got the football to the right person being Dustin Robbins, and Dustin Robbins going 63 yards with the play.
Well, that time, just a nice job of spreading the field that time by our Pontotoc offense, as Patrick said. Stood strong in the pocket and delivered a strike that time to Robbins and used his speed to outrun Houston defense that time.
Boy, that was a wicked kickoff by Bass. He got a line drive that got there real quick. But and that will be a touchback. It will be 1st and 10 for Houston at their own 20. I tell you what, the Warriors have regained the lead, though, at 14-10 with 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And obviously, big plus for the Warriors to get the lead back.
Well, it is. And, of course, one thing that Houston's done awfully well the last 2-3 weeks, Patrick, particularly 2 weeks ago, Bill, we know they can play from behind, because a couple weeks ago they were down by 14 points with 8 minutes to go in the football game. This is really no sweat for Coach Spunk and his staff, because, quite frankly, they can move the football, Pat, and they can move the football at any time. Pretty much tonight, except for a couple of big plays, they have dominated the football game offensively. 1st down and 10, Houston from their own 20. Is to be Harrell. Harrell fights off the ball. Looked like that Dedrick Clark almost got a piece of the ball trying to make a play, and I believe he might have got. Did he get a piece of the mask, guys? No, I believe it's going to be a hold there, Pat. Dedrick Clark almost knocked the football out of his hands that time. Dedrick made a good play that time. We talked about him a couple minutes ago. He needs to assert himself here in the last part of the third quarter, and also the fourth quarter. And, I think that he did so on that particular play. They're going to back him up. They're going to accept the penalty. Pretty good job that time by Dedrick Clark getting penetration and getting in the backfield. Well, guys, you can't say enough about Dustin Robbins. Dustin has had a huge game. He had the 85-yard touchdown return on the kickoff, and now a 69-yard reception. Dustin is having a well of a game tonight, Paul. Well, he is, and Marcus Thomas is back out of the game here, and I don't know exactly if he's going to go back in or not, but you're right, Patrick, he has. He's played awfully well. And, I tell you what, Patrick, when in doubt, I tell you what Houston always does. They like to get the football in the hands of Antoine Harrell, R.J. Patterson, or Chris Brand. Wouldn't be surprised if either one of those three young men receive the football or see the football here a lot in the football game late in the quarter.
They give it to Griffin off left tackle. He's met and dropped right along the 10-yard line. Neil Mays will make the stop defensively. Neil Mays has had a phenomenal game from that linebacker spot for the Warriors tonight.
Well, he has. He's played awfully good, and we talked about how active he's been as we tick under 30 seconds to go here in this quarter. Patrick, real quickly, let's talk about this playoff implication. We're only one quarter left to go in this football game, and there's a lot riding on this last quarter. Houston possibly playing a home game, and the Warriors possibly not going to Corinth. And of course, Houston possibly going to Corinth. So, this fourth quarter, this last 12 minutes is going to be awfully exciting and what transpires in this game.
Throws it across the middle of the field for his tight end, well covered. And that will be the last play of the third quarter on the incomplete pass. So we played through 3. Pontotoc leads 14-10 in what promises to be an exciting fourth quarter. We'll return after these messages. 20 yards to go. The line to make for the first down for the Hilltoppers would be the 30-yard line as Houston facing a possession play. Harrell will bark at signals from that point, will roll to his right, will look upfield. He's in trouble, and he's going to be dropped, and now he throws it. And nothing, I have no idea who he was throwing the ball to, and I don't know if there was a eligible receiver for Houston anywhere around.
I hope the Warriors back at about the 2-yard line.
I'm not exactly sure what happened right then, but that had to be intentional grounding. He threw the football to number 68, and he's got to be an offense. That's Eddie White.
Well, Paul, I think they just called him down. That must be the call.
Was he not in the end zone then? Apparently he wasn't
on
in the end zone. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Short field, McCarver will kick it from. Pretty good punt. as it will hit at the 30 and will take a Houston bounce out to about the 37, out to the 40. Pretty good roll and a pretty good break for the Hilltoppers. They'll have it 1st and 10 outside the 40-yard line, and Pontotoc will have the football on the Houston side of the field, but pretty good job by McCarver getting them out of a trap there.
You're exactly right, Pat. That time, just a good job to get the ball out of the end zone that time, and McCarver did a good job of punting the football that time, and Pontotoc bringing their offense back on the field here, beginning this drive on the 41-yard line.
Well, I see that Thomas is in as a wing to the left, as they'll have one back in the backfield in White. And coming in motion will be White on the give, the inside give. He plunges up to about the 35, a gain of 5 on the play.
You know, guys, I talked about this earlier in the football game, and correct me if I'm wrong. I had talked about turnovers being a big part in this game. Has there been one at all? I can't think of a turnover that has been in this entire football game.
Yeah, Pontotoc had the fumble.
That's right, they did have the fumble. You're correct. I forgot that a couple minutes ago.
Well, it was a rule to fumble, and I believe that's the only turnover we've had. 10:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pontotoc 14, Houston 10. Inside give, Robbins. Robbins gets the corner, but really does a good job of the Hilltoppers of closing it out. Looked like at making the stop defensively for Houston, Paul. I wasn't able to see who made the play, but a nice job. I believe it was a linebacker for the Hilltoppers in the form of Josh Moore that made the play.
I think it may have been Chris Brand and Josh Moore. Chris Brand is really playing well. And I tell you one thing, he is an awfully good football player.
3rd down and 3. That looked like it had a lot of potential for a big play, but it would close pretty quickly for the Hilltoppers. Defensively, good job by Moore of closing that gap. Toss sweep to the right, Thomas trying to get the corner. Cuts it up. He's over the 30. He's on his feet inside the 25-yard line. He's going to be ran out of bounds at that point, but not before he has a 1st down. He's going to be driven out of bounds by Stanfield, and a 1st down for the Warriors.
Boy, he looked good on that run. He didn't like he was hurting that well at all. He really had a burst of speed when he turned the corner. And I tell you what, Pat, Trey Stanfield really made a touchdown-saving tackle. There was no one behind him. If he gets by Stanfield, he's in the end zone right now. Stanfield made a pretty good play. Gain of 10 on the play will bring up 1st down and 10 Warriors from the Hilltopper 23.
Running straight at him.
Warriors have everyone in tight as they'll roll it to the left as Robbins will keep it himself, trying to get the corner, but nice job by Brand of running him down along the 25-yard line. Showed tremendous speed of doing so.
Tell you what, Dustin Robbins can really run, Patrick, but that shows you how well Chris Brand can run. And, you know, Chris Brand, I guess the people are probably tired of hearing me talking about him, but I've done the games, Patrick. I know you have too, for the last 2 years with that young man, and he is just awfully good. He's one of the better players that I've saw play in the secondary in the last couple of years in high school football. Tremendous talent. Mike, let's go over that sponsor list. We hadn't done that. We'll get you tired right here because you're going to be talking for a while.
First National Bank here in Pontotoc with 2 locations to serve you. Edward Jones, Kyle Eubanks, our local representative. Russell Oil Company on Reynolds Street. 84 Lumber Company on 15 North. Jackson Implement Company, our local John Deere dealership on 15 North. Montgomery Drugs, Stegall Ford Incorporated, Mi Pueblo Mexican Restaurant behind the Pizza Hut here in Pontotoc. Pontotoc Electric Power Association, Piggly Wiggly on Oxford Street. Adair Carpets on President Street in Tupelo. MedMart Home Care, locally owned and operated by Tommy Butler. JB's Incorporated at the intersection of 9 and 15. Treasures Furniture and Appliance. Kirk's Grill. Shawani Ash, our State Farm agent here in Pontotoc. Henderson Boone Insurance on Main Street here in Pontotoc. All proud sponsors of Pontotoc Warrior football here tonight.
And the Warriors will have it 2nd down and 12 yards to go. The ball resting on the Houston 25. Thomas will come in motion. They'll give it to White. Bottled up along the line of scrimmage and dropped along that point. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 10 yards. Actually, 3rd down and about 12 to go for the 1st down. No gain on the play. Big play right here in the game. Big play defensively for the Hilltoppers. You want to make the stop if you're Houston, obviously. And, of course, the Warriors would like to get the 1st down and keep the drive going. But got a young man in the form of Bass that is capable of making the long field goal. But, obviously, you've got some distance here. Obviously, Pontotoc needs the 1st down. Toss sweep to the right. It's going to be Thomas trying to get the corner. He's inside the 20 and tackled right around, and actually tackled right along the 20-yard line. At that point was Patterson, and it will be a short gain of about 4 yards on the play, maybe a gain of 3. Across the way, we got a Warrior that's shaken up, one of their linemen. Looks like in the form of possibly, was that Paul Bailey that's shaken up for the Warriors, and looks like he's able to walk off or actually get back to his position. 4th down and 8, and the Warriors will bring in Bass.
Be a 37-yard kick with the toss sweep to the right. Patrick is going to be to the right side of the hash, so it'll make it a little bit more difficult of a kick.
37-yard kick out of the hole to Pickett. His kick is on its way. The kick's got the distance.
Beautiful.
And the kick is good. 37-yard field goal by Bass, and Bass has extended the Warrior lead to 17-10 as the Warriors have gotten the strength of a field goal by Bass and have put them ahead 17-10, 7:45 remaining in the 4th quarter. We'll return after these messages. We'll kick it off. Patterson, Brand, and Harrell standing right along the 5-yard line as it will be Bass kicking it deep, and it will be Brand. Actually, it's going to be Patterson at his 9. Looking upfield, trying to find an alley to run through. Will be hit and dropped. Dedrick Clark makes the tackle right along the 23, Paul, and I think you're talking about calling his name there. He made the special teams tackle, Mike.
I tell you what, you're right. I'm sorry. I tell you what, this game reminds me a lot of. Of course, not the offensive fireworks for Houston. A lot like the Amory-Houston football game they played a couple weeks ago, and Coach Funk and his staff. I tell you what, they're synonymous with these type games. They've played these type games over the last few years. Patrick, they've been in some close football games with West Point and also with Amory.
And Harrell will bring his team in motion, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, as they'll run a little bit of reverse. The ball was given to Brand. He strings it out along the 30, and he's up to about the 37-yard line. A gain of some 12 yards on the play and a 1st down for the Hilltoppers.
Well, nice job, Patrick, that time of Brand getting off left tackle and getting in the secondary and picking up pretty good yardage. Bring up a 1st down and 10 for the Toppers, 1st down and 10 from just short of the 40-yard line. A gain of 14, nice pickup for Brand, and a 1st down. Clock ticks under 7.5 minutes remaining here in the football game. Pontotoc holding to a precarious 17-10 lead as Harrell will have his team in motion, 1st and 10 from the 39. Will roll to his left. He's got some pressure, but he throws it upfield. He's got his receiver wide open inside Warrior territory is Harrell, and he's going to be knocked down along the 42-yard line. Nice job of hanging the football up by Harrell, and a 1st down again for the Hilltoppers. Great presence of mind that time by Terrell Harrell of just hanging in the pocket and throwing the football, Patrick, on the sidelines to Antoine Harrell. And, you know, that's just a great athletic play by Terrell Harrell. I tell you, he's gotten better since the first of the year. There's no comparison between the way Terrell Harrell is playing at quarterback right now and the way he was playing back at the first of the year.
Well, you got to call him Cool Hand Luke right there, Mike, because that's not the first time he stood in there and made that play like that. He did a good job, good presence. 1st down and 10, Houston from the Pontotoc 43. Toss sweep to the left. It will be for the Hilltoppers over the 35, inside the 30, and run out of bounds along that point, but we got a flag here around the 32-yard line. On the carry is Griffin, but I think this one may come back.
There's a flag on the play.
It's going to be a block in the back or a clip or a hole one, Mike. What'd you see?
Got the hole. And that Mike. Got
68 right there.
What was the call, Mike?
68 right there was holding. He's pleading his case down here. He's the one that got called for holding.
We got a hold, and then we'll move it back out to the 44. We'll nullify the 1st down. Paul will be 1st down and about 11 yards to go. What will take away a nice effort by Griffin.
Well, it will. You know, it's one of those spot of the foul penalties, so don't make it. Mark it back from where the flag, or actually where the penalty took place at. So, like you said, Patrick, 1st down and 11 for the Hilltoppers at the Warrior 44.
The Houston crowd across the way is alive, as well as the Warriors, as Harrell will keep it on the option, will step out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Pretty well defended. Vassar for the Warriors made a nice play of stringing it out, Mike.
You're exactly right that time. Nice job by the Warriors, just walking down the line there of blockers and running him out of bounds that time after a pickup of maybe one, getting back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be second down, 10 yards to go, ball resting on about the 43-yard line.
Also, kudos to Corey Walker for stringing that out as well as Vassar. Second down and 10, Houston, as the ball's on the 43, as he'll drop back, as he'll throw it upfield in the flats. Pass is incomplete again, as Harrell showed tremendous presence of mind, just standing in that pocket and throwing it at the last moment. But I think they might have got to him just a little early and disrupted that one before he could get anything on it.
Well, I think they did, and another great job of staying in the pocket. And you know, you have to be impressed with Terrell Harrell. I tell you, he's just really, he's played awfully well here tonight. Mike and Pat, this is what high school football is all about. I tell you, this is really, you know, the game on the line. Football team, the Houston has the football, third down, 10 yards to go from the 43-yard line. The line that makes around the 33, and in the football game on the line, playoff picture, implications, whatever. This is what high school football is all about.
Toss sweep to the right. Griffin hurdles a couple of guys, and he's upended by Rob Pickett as he tried to hurdle a couple of guys, and will be knocked down along the 40-yard line. A gain of about 3. Fourth down, and I would think right here you'd see Houston probably go for it.
I don't know. Will they go for it? Will they punt it and try to play defense right here? This is an interesting play, Patrick. They have all 3 of their timeouts left, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to kick it, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down and long. And for all intents and purposes, this may be your football game.
Probably the play of the game. Fourth down and 7. I think Coach Funk wants a timeout. I don't know if they can see him. Now they do. Timeout is going to be called for by Houston. 5:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pontotoc 17, Houston 10. We'll return after these messages. And we return. A lot of drama unfolding here on this play, Paul. The crowd is alive on both sides as we've got the Houston crowd across the way standing, the Warriors as well. Fourth down, 8 yards to go. The ball is on the 40. The line to make is the 32-yard line. Harrell rolls to his left, looks upfield. Pass is going to be incomplete, as McManus, I think, turned upfield and ran, and he threw the out, Paul. I don't know, somebody was on the wrong page.
Well, that may have been a big play in the football game. Now, first down and 10 for the Warriors. Patrick, Houston does have all 3 of their timeouts left. I'm sure that had to factor into the decision that Coach Funk and his staff made. Of course, I thought they might punt it and try to pin them deep, but they're going to they went ahead and went for the first down. But the Warriors will have it first down, 10 yards to go from their own 40-yard line. And I'm not going to mention anything, guys, but they have that magical 7-point lead that they have to not travel to avoid the number 4 position in this division.
First and 10 as they'll give it to White. White will plunge over the 45. I tell you what, James White has quietly had a pretty nice second half.
He's run the ball real hard. Pontotoc putting together some good plays here. That time, James White is on the series where they scored a while ago, just getting 5 yards on first down, putting Pontotoc in a good situation of second down and about 5 yards to go here, and just trying to pick up a few first downs here to put them on their end of the field to maybe give Robert Bass one more chance here.
Pinson will send Robbins in motion. They'll give it to Thomas off right tackle, trying to use his speed to get the corner. He does so. Tripped up by Patterson just in the nick of time, and he's knocked off his feet at the 45. But more importantly for the Warriors, they have a first down, Paul, and they will keep the chains moving.
Well, they do, Patrick, and Marcus Thomas was just an eyelash, and I mean just an eyelash from taking that one the distance. I mean, he just barely got a piece of his ankle. R.J. Patterson did. Or Thomas would be in the end zone right now, but the Warriors have, like you said, an all-important first down. First down and 10 from the Houston Hilltopper 45-yard line. 4:08, the clock, obviously the ally of the Warriors and the enemy right now of the Hilltoppers, as Pontotoc enjoys a 17-10 lead.
as they'll come in motion. They'll give it to White. He's off left tackle. He's over the 40, down to the 37, and James White has a pickup again of about 7 or 8 yards on the play. A gain of 8 will bring up 2nd down and 2. And again, Bailey really shaking up. He's really fighting through it, but this time I don't believe he's going to be able to get off the field. Wanting to play. You have to give the young man a lot of credit. He's really, really giving it all he has right now, but he's going to come out of the football game. He's hurting.
Yeah.
And it looks like that Mickey Ward's going to go in for him. Well, he didn't want to come out. I tell you what, he's a warrior. No question about it. The young man did a good job of persevering through some injury there, but will go off the field. Again, it's going to be White on the carry. He's going to have it over the 35, down to the 33. Another 1st down for the Warriors, a gain of about 4 on the play.
Well, again, and they're moving the chains, and I tell you what, if they keep moving the football the way they're doing right now, they're going to possess the football, maintain possession, and run this clock out. Houston's going to have to make a stop and that cost them their timeouts to get the football back.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. We have 2:58 remaining on the scoreboard. Pontotoc obviously wanting to keep the chains moving and obviously want to keep the clock running. And, of course, Houston needs a stop defensively to get the ball back. They'll give it to Thomas off right tackle. He plunges inside the 30, and he's off the ground. The ball's loose, and running out of bounds is Lyons at the midfield stripe along the 48. And that's what the Hilltoppers needed, was the ball, and they get it back.
Well, Pontotoc had a golden opportunity to put this thing away, and they lay the football on the ground, and Jerome Lyons, Patrick, is Johnny on the spot, makes the play defensively, gets the football back into Pontotoc territory as he gets the ball down to the 49-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Hilltoppers from that point. Now, if you're Houston right here, you have an eternity. 2 minutes and 35 seconds is a lot of time. And obviously now time is not a factor. They have plenty of time to get this thing in the end zone. And obviously we have got an interesting situation unfolding as Pontotoc has all kind of problems defensively. And now they get some people off the field. They'll give it to Harrell, who's met in the backfield and dropped, and then actually fights through up to about the 46-yard line, a gain of about 2. Guys, what a great atmosphere and what a great night for high school football. Beautiful, beautiful night. What a spectacular football game between 2 evenly matched football teams. Interesting scenario developing here as it's 2nd down and 8 from the 45-yard line of Pontotoc. Harrell will roll to his right, will look upfield, will throw it, passes complete for a 1st down to Griffin inside the 35 down to the 33. That's going to be a gain of 12 on the play and a 1st down for the Hilltoppers. Guys, can you smell overtime? There's a possibility this thing could go into overtime here. Very, very strong possibility.
Yeah, it really is. 1:51.
Or would Coach Spunk roll the dice and go for 2 like he did a couple weeks ago at Amer?
Well, he's got to get in the end zone first, but 1:43 remaining in the game. And now that flag comes as Harrell throws it up in the middle of the field. Pass is incomplete. That'll stop the clock, obviously, with the penalty and also the incompleted pass. But illegal procedure, illegal motion, obviously whistled against Houston. That will cost them 5.
You know, guys, I know both coaches are playing and wanting to win this football game. But Mike, Pat, this is an interesting situation right here. If you're Houston, if you get a chance to kick the field goal, do you take a chance on kicking it and go into the playoffs as a number 3 team?
Paul, I was just
or do you roll the dice and you try to win the football game?
I was just thinking about that.
That's an interesting situation, but it's something that could happen. I mean, what would you do if you were the coaching staff, if you were there, you were facing that opportunity, what would you do?
I believe I would definitely do anything I had to do to keep from going to Corinth.
1st down and 15, Houston from the Pontotoc 39. Harrell will roll to his right, will look upfield. He has plenty of time. Now throws it across the middle of the field.
Picked off.
It's going to be picked off by Robbins, and Robbins will run over the 20. Robbins will just kneel down at the 21. And Pontotoc looks like for now have preserved that 7-point lead. Houston still has 2 timeouts, Paul, but I think that might have done it.
Well, that probably did. And, you know,
unfortunately right there, I don't know exactly what Terrell was doing. I mean, just absolutely, he rolled to his right and looked upfield and he got pressure. But, right there, the play to make was probably just throw the football away. Nonetheless, he did try to throw the football up the field and try to make the play. And unfortunately, the ball was intercepted for them. But fortunately, I guess for Pontotoc, it was picked off by Dustin Robbins as well. The Warriors will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. We'll return after these messages. Now, Houston has some timeouts. And they'll let it run. I think they'll let it run now. On the next snap, they'll probably use their timeouts, Mike. Well, they fumbled the football a couple of minutes ago. I'm sure they don't want to risk a turnover. I mean, I'm sure that's probably what they're thinking is right now. Let's just snap the football and wait as long as we have to about calling a play. That's what Penson's doing right now. At the last second, he's going to take a knee. Indeed, and he'll take a knee again. That will be third down, and I would think now Houston will burn one of their timeouts. Well, there's 46 seconds left. They still have one timeout left. Will there be enough time conserved for them to get to punt the ball away? Well, I mean, right now, if you're Houston, Patrick, let's just reset this thing. There's 46 seconds left to go in the football game. It's third down and 10. Pontotoc's got to snap the football one more time, and they got a chance to call another timeout. So they're going to get the football back. On fourth down, they're going to make a decision. The coach is down for good time management that time by Coach Funk and his staff. If you think about it, Patrick, they ran the clock exactly the way it needed to be done. So they're at least going to force them to win the football game. Let's go back to the Houston situation, Pat. Let's go back to Houston West Point 3 or 4 weeks ago. They lost the football game on a punt return. Yeah, they did. I mean, a lot of things can happen. I'm sure, Bill, maybe you've seen the replay. They were playing West Point. Houston lost the football game. They were tied. I think they were tied 17-17 or 14-14. And the kid returned the punt for the touchdown. So you want to make them snap the football. They'll get the football back at least with somewhere in the neighborhood around 40 seconds left right here. Well, they have one timeout left. We'll have to sort it out. Obviously, they will be able to snap. You're right. And, of course, the Warriors will now take the loss back to the 10-yard line. Pinson will do so, and the clock will run. Now, they still have a timeout left. They're not calling it. According to the officials, they have a timeout left, but according to the scoreboard, they have a timeout left. But, man, I would think they would have called it by now. Well, the clock will continue to run. Man, if Pontotoc can't, they have to take the penalty. If they snap the football, they give them a chance to kick a field goal right here. Oh, there we call a timeout. Pontotoc called a timeout. Okay. Well, I'm a little confused why Houston didn't call their timeout. Well, did they not have it? That must be Well, we've got all kind of talking going on up here. And obviously, if Houston had a timeout, they must not have had one. That's all we can ascertain up here in the press box, because if they did have one left, can't understand why they didn't call it some 20 seconds ago back, Paul. They would still have more time on the clock here. Shoot, I'm confused. Maybe they don't have that timeout left. I just talked to one of the coaches over here that they said that they only had them with 2 timeouts left, but maybe they I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Well, Pontotoc will have to punt the football away. Now there's going to be 8 ticks left, and obviously you can't take the safety, because obviously at this point that takes your points factor out, so you've got to punt it away. So this game's still not over. Tell you what, this is probably the biggest punt in Dustin Robbins' life right here. How about the biggest snap? Yeah, the snap has got to be there too. Very important. You're right. So Pontotoc will be forced to punt. Low snap. Robbins will kick it away, and the clock will run. The clock's just going to run out. Clock will run out, and that will be the ball game. And Pontotoc will win 17-10. And what was an entertaining football game, to say the least. as both of these football teams fought valiantly. Fortunately, one of these teams had to lose, Paul.
Well, they do, and I really feel bad for the Houston kids. They've played hard all season long. They really have turned their year around. But the one good thing about it, guys, we talked about this last December. I remember doing the Christmas show, Bill, back at Christmas last year, and we talked about the thing about this new 4-team playoff would do. Would allow teams like Pontotoc and Houston both to make the playoffs, and a much-deserved reward for both of these schools. Now, Patrick, we'll just have to wait and see what happens tonight on the other side of the bracket, because it looks like the way I figured it right now, Patrick, Pontotoc probably will travel to Boonville, and I would say that Corinth will entertain Houston unless the major upset occurred tonight in Alcorn County. I don't think that Boonville was able to pull that off, but we'll just, of course, because you don't ever count out Jim Drury in anything, but that would be what the scenario would be right now. I think that Pontotoc would probably stay here at home. I mean, would go on the road to play against Boonville. I think Corinth will probably Houston will travel to Corinth.
Well, guys, I think we are at a unanimous consensus on this, Paul. I don't think you're voted out. I don't think you got to vote, but I think you'd have to agree with us, me and Bill and Mike. Mike, why don't you go ahead and name who we think the most valuable player of the game?
Dustin Robbins has got to be.
Yeah, Dustin had a great game tonight. He was around the ball all night, made some big plays, and nonetheless, though, Pontotoc definitely has to be commended. They stayed in here and battled back, came in here as big underdogs in this game, even though they were playing at Pontotoc, and huge, huge victory here for Pontotoc.
Well, you're right, Mike. A tremendous effort and a tremendous game, obviously, and the Warriors and the Hilltoppers both next week will continue their season. Obviously, that's a good thing, and both of them will be a factor in the playoffs a week from starting next week. Obviously, both teams will be taking to the road. There's one thing we know for sure. We don't know who they're playing, but both teams will be taking to the road next week, Mike. Because Houston will travel and Pontotoc will travel as well. So, like we said, both teams will both hit the road next week.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc just came up with a big victory here tonight. And nobody wants to go to Corinth, but someone had to. But Pontotoc just put together a great effort here, and it's a big win here for Pontotoc. Both teams gathering here on the midfield stripe here, and just a big victory here tonight at Warrior Field.
And obviously, with great sportsmanship in the middle of the field, both these teams in a moment of prayer. Obviously, great respect. They've done battle on the field. Now, obviously, they can shake hands, and obviously both have to feel awfully proud about the effort. Unfortunately, one of these teams had to lose. But, Mike, it was a phenomenal football game. We knew it was going to be. We knew that both of these teams were very, very, very similar, very, there was, and another thing, getting back, the important thing here is, Mike, that how big is it to have a guy that Pontotoc can rely on that can kick the football like Robert Bass is? He is a weapon. And I tell you what, even though Mr. Robbins and crew made big plays, obviously, to get the lead, but now the young man had to complete that field goal, and obviously he's a weapon that a lot of teams in high school football just don't have the luxury of having. The Warriors have that, and he could pay big dividends in the playoffs.
He really could. We've talked about it ever since week one here, that Robert Bass is just, he's going to come up big in games like this where you got to have win by a certain amount of points, or either just win it all here now. And going into the playoffs, they've got him up right now on their shoulders, lifting him high right now. And Robert Bass definitely he got the big victory for Pontotoc here tonight, and got him into the playoffs, keeping them away from Corinth in the first round on the strength of his leg here tonight. And it's just, as you said, just great to have a kicker with a leg like him.
Well, let's wrap this one up from upstairs, and we'll get down to a very happy field for the Warriors. And obviously, we need to talk to some of these fine Houston players as well. They, this is a tough loss for them. But Pontotoc wins it 17-10, and we'll be back momentarily with player interviews.
We're standing with junior running back Mike Griffith. Mike, he had a tremendous game here tonight offensively and ran the football well. Not only you ran well, but offensively your team moved the football, but you kind of sputtered in certain times when obviously you were in point-producing positions. Tough loss here tonight here at Pontotoc.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's, a lot of boys on the team's going to have a hard time taking this one down, because I think we come over here expecting a little more than we should have been, and that's what happens when you expect too much. But I think we'll be all right later on. But Other than that, I think we'll be all right.
Well, you played well. It was just a tough loss. You couldn't obviously get over the hump here tonight. Obviously, this team has kind of had some tough ones that have kind of bit them in the heels this year. They've had opportunities to win some games, but you guys seem to be the tough luck guys this year a little bit.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know really what happened. I couldn't get nowhere. I wasn't really doing much up the middle. I don't know if they was reading me well or what. I just wasn't doing much, but everybody else was doing pretty good.
Made some big plays, but unfortunately for you guys, you had some penalties a couple of times. It halted a couple of drives. You made a big run here toward the end of the game here that was called back on a penalty, and it seemed like from that point on, y'all just never could quite get the play you needed to get back in the game to win the game possibly.
Yeah, that sucks when you run real hard. I really don't even know what happened in that deal. I just know that I had to get pulled back, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get rid of some of these penalties in the next game and we'll do better.
Mike, congratulations on a good game. We'll look forward to next week.
All right, thanks.
All right. We're with Houston Hilltoppers and Coach, tough loss here tonight.
It was. Like I said, Pontotoc has a great defense. There's no doubt about that. We were able to make some plays on them, but it just didn't seem like we could get enough sustained drives together. And, my kids played hard. I'm tickled to death. Our defense played a great game. Our kids played hard. The game just didn't go our way.
Well, you're right. Your defense really played well, and really Pontotoc made two big plays, one in special teams and then made the one pass play on the little slant. And
that's right.
Other than that, they really didn't move the football very well at all. But your defense made plays. Unfortunately for your guys, tell you what, you guys, I hate to sound the cliche, but you've been a little bit of a tough luck bunch this year.
We have, but that's okay. We don't believe in luck anyway. We're
right.
Either blessed or we're not.
Right.
I still feel blessed. It doesn't make any difference. The whole idea of this game is not whether we win or not. Is if the kids learn lessons and they have to learn to win and lose with character. We came out on a short end tonight, but I think my kids showed their character at the end, and I'm tickled to death with them.
Well, yeah, it's awfully tough. I saw a lot of tears in a lot of young men's eyes. I hate to see that happen, but obviously, they're competing. But, Coach, take us back a couple of times in the second half. You moved the football. We talked about in the first half. You moved the football with, I think you had over around 150 yards of total offense in the first half, and yielded somewhere around 22 yards
right.
defensively. You really shut them down, but you just couldn't find the end zone.
Well, it's like I said, we just didn't seem to be able to sustain a drive. We could break a play here and there, but we couldn't sustain, plays in a row and make, keep up with first downs. Or we'd have a mistake and give us penalized, or a sack and things that just backed us up. And we're not an offensive team that overcomes that very well. So we had to adjust and do some things. And like I said, we were able to move the ball at times, but not consistently. And this game at this level, playing for the playoff spot that we're playing for, and playing the quality of a team we're playing, you have to be able to move things consistently and do things, and you have to be able to make plays. And we're just not able to do that at this time. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't.
Well, Tyrell Harrell stayed in that pocket as long as he could a couple of times
sure.
and delivered the football, showed tremendous poise, and made some big plays. And tell you what, you have to feel awfully proud with the way these young men played. But, a lot was up for grabs. You could go anywhere from 2 in the division, in the region, all the way to 4.
That's right.
In a matter of just a couple of plays. And unfortunately for you guys, you slipped to that 4th spot. But you're in the playoffs. That's the big thing. So I know you're
that was our major goal, and to make playoffs. And like I said, I'm not disappointed in my kids at all. We have achieved our goal. We're a 500 ball club. We've lost some games this year that we feel that we were the better team.
Sure.
But that's part of the game. Now is character building time, because starting next week, everybody's 0-0. Records no longer count. You either win or you go home. And my team is a part of that. And I'm tickled to death for them, because, in Houston, Mississippi, we hadn't been in playoffs too much.
Right.
So,
you've been the obviously not the benefactor in the playoff system. This new 4-team
exactly.
playoff going to give you the opportunity to participate. And you've had teams in the future deserved to play in the playoffs that didn't get the opportunity.
Well, that's right. See, this is the same scenario from a couple of years ago, where we have an identical record with Amory, and based on the point system, if this was the same system we were going by last year, we'd be staying at home.
Right.
I'm tickled to death that we're not having to do that this time.
Well, obviously you'll travel next week. Obviously it'll more than likely be Corinth, Boonville.
It's going to be either Corinth or Boonville.
So,
it's going to be one of those two, and we just have to see, tonight who won the ball game up there.
Well, it ought to be a good matchup next week. I know you're looking forward to it. The good thing is you got a lot of young folks, and of course, brighter days ahead as well.
We do. I mean, I got a bunch of young kids, and they've gathered a great deal of experience this year, and they're going to get better and better as we go on. The best part, like I said, you even saw some of our young kids with the severe disappointment. So, it always affects seniors because this is their last year. But now it's starting. We're getting the competition there and the want to in our younger kids, and that tickles me to death.
Well, it's an exciting game, Coach. Good luck next week.
Thanks,
sir. Look forward to the playoffs.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. On score here, the Pontotoc Warriors have secured the number 3 playoff spot. And of course, pending what happens tonight, we'll be either traveling to probably either New Albany or Boonville. We're just trying to find out. I guess actually could be even Corinth if Boonville pulled the big shocker tonight down in Alcorn County or up in North Alcorn County. But here with Robert Bass. Robert has been big for the Warriors all season long. You've made some big kicks for him, but probably none bigger than the one you hit tonight.
Yes, sir. It was a big kick. I tried to just look at it as no bigger than any other kick and just tried to put it through the middle.
Well, we were talking about that. We knew they had to have a 7-point win to be that third place team in the division. And they were on the 25. You guys were on the 25, and you ran the toss sweep to the right, which when he ran the toss sweep to the right, Marcus got knocked down on the right sideline, put you on the right hash, which made it a little bit more difficult of a kick, didn't it?
Yes, sir, it did. I really like kicking from the left hash if I had my preference, but, you got to do what you got to do.
Of course, I don't know exactly. I guess it was like 37, 38-yard kick. I don't remember exactly. I think it was around the 20, so it would have been around a 37-yard kick on the right hash. But still, nonetheless, you had some big kicks this year. But how does this one rank up? I know last year you had a couple big ones as a freshman, but how does this one rank up there with some of your kicks you've had?
Well, this one's definitely at the top. I don't know. I really tried to not think of the significance of the kick when it happened, but afterwards, you reflect back on it, and it really is a big kick.
You guys been a good football team. I mean, Coach Funk and his staff do an awfully good job, and have some good kids. Not only have some good kids, have some really good athletes. And of course, Coach Funk was just kind of kidding around with Bill last week, I think, or actually earlier in the week, about when the coaches said, he said, we're going to break that kicker's leg, just playing around because we don't want that kid to beat us. And unfortunately for them, but fortunately for the Warriors, you were able to do so.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, he is a great coach. He does a good job with that coaching staff at Houston. They'll have a tough, enviable task, probably having to go to Corinth from the first round. But you know what? Hey, they beat Amory a couple weeks ago on the road. They have an opportunity to play well again as well.
Yes, sir, they do. They're a good football team, and we had to give our best effort just to come out with the win tonight.
Congratulations, Robert. Good luck to you guys next week as you go on the road in the first round of the playoffs.
Thank you.
Here with Coach, excuse me, I said Coach. I'm so used to saying Coach. Dustin Robbins. Dustin Robbins, of course, multi-dimensional player for the Pontotoc Warriors. Played some quarterback first of the year, played some quarterback tonight, actually. Had you in the slot some, had you playing some back. I mean, you've played a little bit of everywhere this last couple of weeks.
Yes, sir, I have.
Of course, we had you as a player of the game tonight. You really, you came up with some big plays. The kickoff return, of course, that ignited the Warriors in the first half and made the score, I guess, 7-7 at the time. Tell us a little about the kickoff return.
Well, we had some great blocks, excellent blocks by our kickoff return team. They just opened the hole up the sideline. We just practiced that all week, and luckily we were able to bust one tonight.
Were you able to tell who those young people were that made the blocks? I think it was Barry, and maybe was it Barry or who are the other guys that made the block for us?
I'm sure it was. I mean, I was focusing on other things at the time.
I'm sure you were. Of course, nice kick-out block. It's kind of hard to look to see who's blocking for you when you're trying to get up the field, but I believe it was Ty Barry that was a young man that made the block for you. And then, of course, in the third, I guess it was late in the third quarter, maybe early fourth quarter. I can't remember exactly. My mind's getting a little older here, but of course they kind of had a little bit of a mismatch on you. I think they kind of put Hartwig out here on you, and in the slot, and you threw either the deep post or the slant pattern out here, of course, and Pinson did a good job of getting the football to you. And at the time, that was a big play and broke the football game open for the Warriors.
Yeah, we went in at halftime and we just regrouped, and said we was going to run that play, and luckily Pinson saw me wide open and just got the ball to me and touchdown.
Well, Hartwig's an awfully good football player. Of course, he's not really, a linebacker. Not really somebody that would be someone that would cover somebody in the secondary. He's more of a linebacker. He's awfully good. But, that time they kind of got him in a little bit of a mismatch, but got the football to you, and you got in the end zone.
Yeah, I remember seeing the free safety slip up a little bit, so that definitely helped me get a step on them.
Of course, I know you guys take one game at a time, and I guess you guys probably were focused on nothing but finding a way to get a win here tonight, much less a 7-point win, which is a magical number you guys had to have. Of course, it was a magical night to get that 7-point win. Right now, I guess you guys really didn't think about this game, but talk a little bit about the playoffs. That's something that I'm sure you guys had as a goal before the season started. You wanted to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to get into the playoffs in a good position. Want to come out with a win tonight, over 7 points or 7 at least, just to get a good position in the playoffs. And hopefully we'll be able to handle the team we're playing and just continue on throughout the playoffs.
Well, it'll be probably I'm going to say it's going to be the New Albany or Booneville, and of course it could be Corinth if something wild happened, but New Albany or Booneville, they're both good football teams. It really doesn't matter where you go. Booneville, Coach Drury, they've won the last, I guess, two straight 2A state championships, and of course they've made the move up this year, and they're in 3A now, and they've been pretty competitive in their first year, and of course playing in Class 3A football. Or New Albany, of course you guys have played them in the past. It's kind of weird. It kind of seems like it would be good for Pontotoc and New Albany to play. They've always played each other until this new regional format, but they're a much improved football team as well. So one way or the other, you guys have your hands full, won't you?
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to playing great defense against our next opponent, and we're just looking for things to do on offense just to get us going and make some points.
Well, Dustin, congratulations on your big night tonight. Thank you for being part of our show tonight. Dustin Robbins, guys, MVP of this football game tonight for the Pontotoc Warriors. We're back with senior leader Rob Pickett, obviously the leader of this defense, and obviously the young man that we thought played awfully well tonight defensively, Neil Mays. Neil, you played a great game defensively. We ran on just about every play.
Yes.
Comment a little bit about what happened tonight.
It was just we just had to come out, and execute the defense because they had a lot of misdirection going on. If we didn't get our keys, then it would have been a long night for us, which it was anyway. But we just had to execute.
Well, we talked about it during the course of the game that no reflection on Dietrich at all, but we didn't call his name very much tonight. And do you think by design they were able to keep the football away from him, try to stay away from his side of the field, Rob?
I really agree with that. We came to this game knowing they were going to run the football, and we know they were going to run it well, and they were going to run it about like Fulton does. And they came into the game, and they stayed away from mine and Dietrich's side all night. They ran it a couple plays, and the couple plays, they never broke it. And they tried to stay away from our side all night, which has happened to me a lot this year. They've stayed away from the strong side a lot this year. So I kind of came into the game expecting it, but we had to step up when it counted, and we did. So.
Neil, they're a hard bunch to defend because they run so much misdirection. You don't really know where the ball is going to go, and obviously they're kind of hard to key in on because they give the ball to so many different folks as well.
Yeah, so we just had to all week we had to key, get our key going on the guard. Like I had to key the guard and pick it, key the wings and all that because if we didn't watch the film on them as far as just seeing them doing all the misdirection, we wouldn't have been able to come out and execute like we did tonight.
Well, congratulations, you played well.
Thanks. So,
Rob, big game next week. You're going to the playoffs. I know you're a senior, and obviously that means a lot to you. And, of course, something this Pontotoc club has not been in the last couple of years is the playoffs because the system this year, you're going to be a part of it. And I tell you what, we're excited about our opportunities and possibilities here.
I'm really excited. I'm so happy to be in the playoffs, and we came out and executed, and we had to beat Houston by 7 points to be the number 3 seed in the playoffs, and we did that. And from where we go now, I guess only God knows. I've heard we were supposed to go to New Albany, which kind of excites me because I had a heck of a game last year against New Albany, and I'm excited to go back and play them. And I know our team is too, and we're just going to prepare, take everything one step at a time. We're going to go into the playoffs on a roll. We've started our winning streak, and I don't want it to end until December.
Well, it doesn't matter who you're going to play. It's going to be a good team. Obviously, they're in the playoffs for a reason, so they're a good team. But you got to be excited. This team is very good defensively. They're sound in the kicking game, and those two things add up to one of the major ingredients in playoff football that give you an opportunity to win. You have to feel good about those things.
I feel really good. We came in the season knowing that Bass had a leg, and we knew we had a good kicking game, probably one of the best in our division, if not the best. And we just came out tonight and did what we were supposed to do, and we're going to take care of it in the playoffs. And you know, whatever we do in the playoffs is up to us. We're going to watch film, study, and practice our tails off.
Well, good luck, Rob. We look forward to it next week. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
We're with the victorious head coach of the Pontotoc Warriors, Coach Dennis Robbins. Coach, congratulations on a big win. Obviously, you win this important 6th victory of the year, and obviously secure the 3rd spot in the region. And obviously, we'll get an opportunity to go on the road next week and play in the playoffs.
Yes, it was a great win for us. We knew coming in, Houston had a great football team, and really this win is for our seniors. They played, possibly, we hope not, but possibly the last home game they're going to play at Pontotoc, the last regular season home game for sure. And we wanted those guys to go out with a win, and not only did it get those guys out with a win, it guaranteed us of a winning season also. So, I'm very proud of our guys for the way that they played. And, things look bad sometimes for us, and the defense came up and played well and had some good plays in the kicking game. And, the offense came alive for us the second half and made some big plays for us.
Obviously, the defense has played well all year, but this team is a real tough team to defend. Obviously, they got so many people they get the ball to, and really they're really tough to defend overall. They're with their misdirection and what have you. Tough chore for this defense, but they really came through with flying colors again.
Yes, they did. Coach Aldridge, our defensive coordinator, and all of our coaches did a great job of preparing these guys on defense this week. Houston's got an offense that's very tough to defend, and our guys, they did a great job preparing this week. They were very coachable and did what we asked them to do, and it paid off on the football field. The main thing they did is they played with great effort tonight.
Well, your team was very opportunistic tonight. Obviously, you didn't move the football with a lot of consistency tonight, but you made the plays. Obviously, the big pass play, of course, Pinson, of course, the slant play to Robbins. That was probably the play of the game, and obviously it got you the lead and the momentum.
We had some big plays tonight, and knew going into the game on offense we'd have to have some big plays to win the game. And they just kind of stuffed us on offense for a half and really most of the game, and we came alive in the second half and did some things, and our offensive line did a good job. We were able to move the ball on the ground some, and Pinson, we had a play, and Pinson made a good read and got the ball to Dustin, and Dustin did a good job scoring, and had a good kickoff return. Our kickoff team return team did a great job there. That was a big score for us, and then Bass kicked the field goal that got us up by 7, and that was a real big play for us.
Well, obviously that gave you the margin of victory that we were talking about, that 7-point factor. Coach, you go on the road next week. You don't really know where, but I guess do you have any idea possibly where you're going and who you're playing?
Well, I'm not for sure where we're going or who we're playing. I know that it's probably 1 or 3 people, and right now, I don't care. I'm just glad that we're in the playoffs. I'm glad that we've got another opportunity for these guys to play. And in the playoff, it's equal ground for everybody, and everybody's 0-0, and it's do or die. So these guys have played well, and I feel like we're improving now week after week, and I think we're playing the best football now we've played all year long. And, I think these guys have come together, and our seniors are doing a great job of leadership. We've got guys stepping up and making plays, and, I'm excited about it.
Well, like I said, that's what Coach Funk said a moment ago. Both teams are 0-0. Everybody's 0-0 when you get in the playoffs. You're right. The good thing you like about playoff football is good defense and good kicking game. You have both of those. I tell you what, the offense shows signs of getting this thing together. They just misfire a little bit, but if they execute, look like we have the opportunity to move the football as well.
Well, offensively, we're getting better. We're improving, and those guys are working hard at practice every day trying to get better, and that's the main thing. And with good defense and with a good kicking game, you're going to have a chance to win football games, and that's what we've relied on all year long.
Good luck next week, Coach. Congratulations. We're back one final time, and maybe we can get through it this time. But great ball game. A lot of atmosphere here tonight, Mike, and both of these teams played awfully well. Gave this crowd a great show, but unfortunately they had to be a loser. Houston goes home to Houston with a tough loss.
Yeah, they really do. Pontotoc played well tonight. As we mentioned earlier, they sputtered a little bit on offense. Not a whole lot of offense at all from Pontotoc in the first half of play, but they put together a good drive there in the second half that gave them the go-ahead score there, and then Robert Bass with a nice job of kicking there at the end, putting them up over the 7-point margin, which it had to be for them to get the 3rd seed here in this region. And just a great total team effort here tonight in Pontotoc.
Well, the defense made plays, and obviously they did, like you said, they struggled offensively, but they made the play on the pass play, and obviously in the first half, the special teams play that got them the victory is a big win for them.
Yeah, it really was. Dustin Robbins came up big in the kickoff return there for a touchdown in the early goings, and Pontotoc defense played well. Neil Mays, Rob Pickett, Robert Bass, a couple other guys stepped up big and made plays when they had to. For Pontotoc defense, they continue to bend, but they just don't break, and that's been Pontotoc's strong point all year is their defense, and they played well again here tonight.
Paul, it was a great football game. Obviously, both defenses dominated the football game, but what was your take on the football game? Well, I mean, there's no question Houston's defense played awfully well, too. And, man, Chris Brand, I mean, I talked about him a lot. Man, he is awfully good. And you know, I know people are probably tired of hearing me saying that about him, but, you know, he stepped up and made plays for them all night long. And if they do go on the road against Corinth next week, that's one thing they'll have going for them. They'll have one of the best corners that can cover some of those receivers, and he can do a good job against some of those people that Corinth has, some of their skill people. I thought the difference in the ball game tonight, Patrick, was I thought Neil Mays was huge for Pontotoc defensively. They kind of stayed away from Dietrich Clark, and I thought Neil Mays stepped up. And there's some other kids that play well. I think Ryan White, I think that's a young man's name. Ryan White played good, and is it Kerry Walker or Corey Walker? Both of them, particularly number 9. I think it's Kerry, or is that Corey? He's getting better. Of course, he's awfully young, but you know, I thought he played awfully well. But Pontotoc has some kids that stepped up for him. Real quickly, Paul, in a real quick sentence, and I'm going to give Mike the same opportunity, maybe 2 sentences. Both of these teams' chances of advancing in the playoffs. Well, you know, for Houston, if they probably going to Corinth, I mean, Coach Funk and his staff, they won't shy away from anybody. I mean, they're not scared to play anybody, anywhere. And the thing, I've been saying this for a while, the thing they're going to get experience of being in the playoffs one way or the other. They have so many young kids, Antoine Harrell, Chris Griffin,